I hit the loot juice, and pulls up in the deuce. He gives me the scoop about the fake ass truths and how niggas out there wanna play. I take another hit of the wet and then I blast away. How far, player? Far enough to go off the edge. I push another nigga off the ledge, so I stumble as I slide to the Chevy. Yeah, my eyes kinda teary and gun kinda heavy. I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I'm coming. Got the big S on my chest, so I'm kinda gunning high powered on my way to the west side to check up on some chickens. It's a hell of a drive, so drive on. As I hit my dodo stick to the break of dawn. Crime fighting's what I do, and niggas in my crew don't take lightly to you busters. And so we say fuck you, then buck you, tuck you in for the night as you think about the paper at the funeral site. So when I'm hanging with the clique and we in demand, I feel good that the city of angels call me Black Superman.
Dipping and tripping, you know what I'm saying? Hey Hutch, man, they just raided your mama house, man. I don't know what they got, 'cause I'm broke, man. They looking for us, man. Call me over Peach's house, man.
Now it was once said by an old OG, always trying to come up, yeah, and that's a G. 'Cause where I'm from it's like a curse. 'Cause see, once in a lifetime, everybody did some dirt. I guess it got to me the same. So at the age of 15, I entered the dope game. I had my game locked up tight. In the day I went to school, but I clocked all night. And when I went to class, I always fell asleep. But I was out like a motherfucker. If somebody beat, my teacher say, boy, can't it wait? I said, no, I got to put some more icing on my cake. I think I saved about 50 G's. I bought a truck, a house, and a coupe on D's. Mom's is tripping, but she really don't know. All I'm thinking, if she ain't on the county, don't know. Before my mama fuck with the county again, I'd rather take the risk of doing 5 to 10. I'm not taking a check, I'm straight making the checks. So now we deserve to get what we wanna get. I got my mama up out of there, because y'all motherfuckers just don't care. You really wanna know why I so scum? Because my mama to me comes number one. Now you sucker motherfuckers don't understand, but to my mama, I'm her real Black Superman.
Looking for better loads and bigger profits? Right now you can save 20% off Truck Stop Load Board Pro for 6 months. The best tool for serious carriers. Don't miss out. Click the link in the description to get 20% off Load Board Pro for 6 months. Insurance was this easy? With Log Rockets like magic. Real coverage appears when you need it. No tricks. Get covered now. Click the link in the description.
Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up? Come on in, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. What's going on? I'm feeling good, man. Ooh, I'm feeling good, man. I went back. I went back with the intro today. I went back. I know y'all.
I hit the loot juice, and pulls up in the deuce. He gives me the scoop about the fake ass truths and how niggas out there wanna play. I take another hit of the wet and then I blast away. How far, player? Far enough to go off the edge. I push another nigga off the ledge, so I stumble as I slide to the Chevy. Yeah, my eyes kinda teary and gun kinda heavy. I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I'm coming. Got the big S on my chest, so I'm kinda gunning high powered on my way to the west side to check up on some chickens. It's a hell of a drive, so drive on. As I hit my dodo stick to the break of dawn. Crime fighting's what I do, and niggas in my crew don't take lightly to you busters. And so we say fuck you, then buck you, tuck you in for the night as you think about the paper at the funeral site. So when I'm hanging with the clique and we in demand, I feel good that the city of angels call me Black Superman.
Ooh, 93. What was that? 93? Was that 93? When that come out? When that Above the Law Black Superman come out? It's that old Ruthless shit. That old Ruthless records. Let me see. Above the Law Black Superman. When did that come out? Black Superman. Was that 93? 94. That was 94. Classic. Y'all young cats, see, y'all don't know shit about that. Y'all listen. That's why y'all can't get no money. There's a lot of music y'all listen to is like emotional shit. It ain't about no getting money. It ain't no player shit. It ain't no getting. Somebody said old ninja music. That's why these old ninjas got to the bag. We knew how to get to the bag because a lot of the music that we watched was hustler music. So whether you was on the legitimate side or the illegitimate side, you was going after it. A lot of y'all niggas listen to emotional music, mad that the chick dumped you. You're going to off the chick, then you go off yourself. Goofy shit. But anyway, come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. Log Rock sponsor the channel. Semi-truck, box truck, cargo van business. Even if you're a gigger, certain states require giggers to have commercial insurance. There's a link in the description below. Make sure you guys click that link in the description for Log Rock, official sponsor of the channel, up for renewal, looking for a cheaper insurance, commercial insurance alternative. Link in the description below for Log Rock. Come on in, make sure you guys hit that like button.
Sorry about that.
Make sure you guys click that like button, subscribe to the channel. Turn on all post notifications. Let me turn that off. Got a lot of shit going on. All right, let me get these roll calls out the way. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn all posts. I need a producer. I'm going to have to hire a producer. I think it's that time. I might have to hire a producer, man. I got too many buttons, too many cameras. I need some help, all right? Come on in. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Jonathan in the building. Shout out to Ty says, thank you for being here, Mark. Best mentor, nobody even close. Man, I appreciate that. Shout out to, who was that? Leon, what's going on? Shout out to iMarify, what's up? Shout out to Rich. Shout out to everybody representing the crib.
The Chicago nigga.
Who was that? Picky? Shout out to all the moderators in the building. Shout out to Crazy in the building, checking in from his extended stay. We're gonna leave Crazy alone. Crazy co-hosted the show, so we gonna get our foot off his neck for the rest of the week. We ain't gonna put our foot on his neck the rest of the week. Shout out to Irvin Lloyd. What's up? Who else we got? Shout out to CTR Logistics. See, Leon understand about that Black Superman. Leon understand that. All right, Leon, I see you. Shout out to Slick Turbo in the building. Shout out to Mika. Mika said Gen X stand up. They the most sane folks left in this crazy world. Yeah, I'm Gen X. I'm Gen X. I was at the ass end of Gen X, 1980. I think that was the last year for Gen X. Shout out to Drew's World. What's going on? Who else? Shout out to Rich representing the crib. Special request. My mind's playing tricks on me, the Ghetto Boys. Ooh, you might have to wait till October 31st of 2026. You might have to wait because the Bushwick verse. This year Halloween fell on a weekend. Me and Ghetto Boys went trick or treat in. I gotta wait. We gotta wait for Halloween for that one. I'm gonna put that in for Halloween. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Let me see who else we got. Shout out to Bill Bob, all for one. All right, boom. We got it. We in for a good show today. What we got in here so far? We got 34 in the building. We got 15 likes. Let's get those likes up. Need those likes to be at least 50%. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. All right, so this is gig week, but you know I can't deal too much with the giggers. We ain't gonna give all these shows to the giggers. All right, we actually wasn't gonna do any gig topics today, but something popped up this morning that really just mirrors what I've been saying for the longest. And this was put out from a really large channel this morning. Literally this morning, that video already has over 100,000 views in regards to the gig. And I'm telling you, you would think that guy, whoever runs that channel of 1 million+ subs, you would think they watch me, because everything I've been telling you as far as the gig economy, whoever runs that channel is like mirrored it word for word. Obviously, the graphics are a lot better. It's obviously a team behind those bigger channels. But I want to react to it just so that you know that I just don't be up here just talking. All right. But the first half, we want to focus on something that's more important. I want to give you, before the end of the year, the 12 easiest. All right. So from easy, we're going to count it down from hardest to easiest. All right. So we're going to count in reverse order, 12 to 1. We're going to obviously start with the hardest, and we're going to work our way down to the easiest. It's a combination of 1 man and 2 man, combination of small parcel and big and bulky. So 12 from easiest to hardest, but we're going to count it in reverse order from 12 to 1. Obviously 12 being the hardest, all the way down to the easiest. All right, come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. Let's get this out the way so we can get this show on the road. All right, first thing I want to cover, first company, let me pull my notes up here. Let me pull up my slideshow here. Boom. Let's pull the slideshow. And I'm sorry, some of this stuff is cut off. I kind of put the slideshow together and my dimensions were a little bit off. But the first one is going to be Ashley Furniture. Ashley Furniture is going to be number 12, because we're counting in reverse order. Obviously, Ashley Furniture is a big and bulky. Ashley Furniture / rooms to go. I'm ranking that on a difficulty level 1 to 10. I'm ranking it difficulty 9 out of 10. Why? Picky customers. Obviously, this is white glove with assembly, a lot of heavy lifting, also a lot of damage claims, heavy awkward freight, high customer dissatisfaction rate. All right. So this is something that you got to also understand, that you're going to get surveys after you leave. The reason why the customer satisfaction rate is usually low, a big part of it is because of timeliness. It may not necessarily have anything to do if you damage something or not. But if you've been in this industry as long as I have, you know, from time to time, the route runs behind. So if you get a customer who has a 12 to 4 window, let's say, and 4 o'clock comes and you get there at 6:30, 7, even if you come in and you do a great job, customer's just not going to leave you a satisfactory rate. Sometimes these customers, they don't understand, what the job entails. It may not be your fault. You just might have got hung up on a job or two earlier in the day that just pushed your whole route behind. It happens frequently. It happens quite often in this industry. And there's a massive turnover with these contracts, companies like Ashley and Rooms to Go. The 3PLs that house this, and it may differ depending on where you are in the country. XPO would be the largest, followed by JB Hunt. There may be some smaller regional 3PLs that house this contract in your market. It's your responsibility to see who houses this contract. But for 2025, I got this ranked at number 12. Obviously level of difficulty hard. All right. Next one is going to be Lowe's. All right, Lowe's. I got this at a difficulty of 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. Stairs, installs, 1-and-1s. 1-and-1s are bringing a new one, hauling one away, taking one out, bringing one in. All right, a lot of claims. I tried to make sure that the imagery kind of depicted, comically, but, realistically as well, what you go through doing this type of work. All right. I got this at a level of 8.5 out of 10. And Lowe's is going to be number 11. All right. All right. Number 10, I got it at Home Depot. Oh, for the Lowe's contract, that's going to be XPO and JB Hunt as well. Number 10, Home Depot. All right. I got that ranked at an 8 to 9 out of 10 level of difficulty, depending on type of scope of work that you do for Home Depot in your market. I got this 8 to 9 out of 10 for a level of difficulty. Appliance install, the major 3PLs that house this contract across the country are going to be XPO, JB Hunt, and Ryder in some markets. For those that have heard about T-Force housing this contract, that was for more of the smaller items that you can get in the store yourself. That one-man contract, Home Depot, for the most part, from my understanding, has lost that division of the Home Depot delivery pretty much across the country. That's kind of gone back to an in-house format, but the big and bulky is still outsourced. XPO pretty much has it for the most part. I know I ordered something from home. I bought something from Home Depot earlier this year, and it was XPO that delivered it. A lot of hookups, obviously a lot of damage claims, a lot of heavy units, similar to Lowe's. So that's why I got that ranked right there. All right, next one. Big Lots, Costco, furniture, white glove. I got that at a level 7 out of 10. 3PLs that house that. Oh, I spelled that wrong. I meant to put XPO, JB Hunt, Ryder. That's market depending. I got that ranked at a 7 as far as difficulty out of 10. Not as hard as your Home Depot and Lowe's. They have some of the same items, not a big, as far as appliance arrangement as your Home Depot and Lowe's. But it's still white glove delivery. There's still obstacles that you're going to be faced with. A lot of assembly, picky customers, like your other appliance delivery. You know what I'm saying? These customers are very, 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 very particular. All right. So, it can be, stressful with them over your shoulder, just making sure that you don't scratch a floor, nick a wall, and things of that nature. Obviously larger items, so higher risk for claims. All right. Obviously this is ranked harder. That's why it's ranked at number 9. All right. So now let's get into some of the more mediocre things. Number 8 I got is IKEA. IKEA is going to be number 8. All right. Right now, NAL houses that. T-Force used to house it when I was doing it was Dynamics, which is now T-Force after the lawsuit. XPO does have it in some markets. JB Hunt, Ryder, I think AIT has a division of it too in some markets. I got this at a level difficulty 5.5 out of 10. It's not really that hard. There are some heavy particle board boxes that you have to carry in. Kitchens are normally the heaviest when it comes to IKEA. The morning routes are usually the heaviest, because that's when you pretty much get in the full kitchens. Morning routes are pretty much 26 footers. Evening routes you could run with a 16 footer. From when we were doing it, I don't think it has changed that much. Obviously, Sundays and Mondays are usually the heaviest days because people go into IKEA Saturday and Sunday to shop. So that those deliveries from Saturday usually push over to Sunday. The people that are shopping Monday usually pushes over to, shop Sunday, usually push over to Monday. And then you start to see those evening deliveries, those 5 to 9 start to wind down after Monday. The mornings are always heavy because those are pretty much kitchens and the contractors are there to build out those cabinets and things of that nature. So it can be a lot of heavy particle board, a lot of pieces, especially in the morning, those kitchens. Like I've seen deliveries when we were doing it, 100 pieces for one delivery. So depending on how big, the delivery is, if it's a new unit where they're just, building out all the cabinetry from IKEA, it could be cabinetry, it could be a full kitchen and cabinetry, as far as vanities and then furnishings as well. All right. So, it could be a lot of pieces, a lot. Damage risk isn't that bad for the 5 to 9s because everything comes in pieces, as the illustration displays. To me, if I never had an IKEA claim ever. So out of the years we ran it, never had an IKEA. I think if you get a claim with IKEA, you're just a horrible delivery person. Like I don't see how you can damage something when everything is in pieces. Like you got to literally build everything. But there is a risk there if you are just not careful. Stairs. If you're in a larger city, like New York, Chicago, customer expectations are not as particular as like your big and bulky appliances, right? Because there's less opportunity for claims because you're not really trying to maneuver big and bulky furniture. You're not trying to maneuver something the size of a watermelon into something the size of a lemon. All right. So everything is pretty much broken down. So customers aren't really like nitpicky like they are for furniture and appliances. Heavy volume days, Sunday and Monday. Heavy volume days, Sunday and Monday. All right. Other than that, this is probably one of the most easiest big and bulky contracts out there that require 2 men. You don't normally do installs with IKEA. There's a whole separate team for that. Actually, nowadays, IKEA also has contracted out to TaskRabbit for a lot of those assemblies and contract. But there's a whole nother division that IKEA has for like the kitchens, like install crews that'll come in after the delivery and they'll just build out the whole kitchen for you. Shout out to J. Cole in the building. Longtime member of the channel. Let's see. What are we going to go with next? Number 7. That's where we left off. Number 7. This is going to be one of the ones you guys probably didn't think I was going to slip in there. That's going to be Amazon. Shout out to J. Cole for that $100 super chat. Shout out to J. Cole for that $100 super chat. Hold on. Let me see that. Let me pull that up. We got to acknowledge that right away. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Sweet.
Appreciate that $100 super chat. J. Cole, one of them ones that came to the channel, probably one of the most successful since following the channel, has scaled up, doing amazing things down there in that Tennessee and Georgia market. Really proud of how he has grown since, coming to the channel, really active in the Discord with helping people out as far as the moving and the final mile in those channels in the Discord. So once again, shout out to J. Cole for that $100 super chat. Really proud of you, man. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much for that super chat. All right, let's get back to it. Number 7, Amazon. Amazon is going to be number 7. Hold on. Amazon Excel. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. I got so many damn windows and monitors over here. All right. Amazon is going to be number 7. Amazon Excel, I'm sorry, is going to be number 7. Level of difficulty 5 out of 10. No assembly. Pretty much box freight similar to IKEA. Algorithm routing. No white glove. It's just pretty much just delivering boxed, big, bulky items. This is contract work. It's not, as far as within the Amazon infrastructure, as far as in-house, this is contracted out through DSP. So I had to add it. You can get a contract, but you have to become a DSP. So you have to get a DSP contract in order to
do Amazon XL. If that's something that you want to go. But I got it ranked at number 7. Like I said, it's box freight, it's easy routing, no white glove delivery. It's white glove meaning, threshold in the house, room of choice with assembly, pretty much cut and dry. But it is a contract. You'd have to apply to be a DSP to do Amazon XL. Number 6 contract that I used to have once upon a time is going to be Home Goods and TJ Maxx. All right. Nowadays, this is going to be housed for the most part by XBO and JB Hunt. Got this at a 4.5 out of 10 as far as level of difficulty. Why? Because it's light home decor, boxed items, not really heavy, really, really quick unloading. Doesn't really pay, as the stops don't really pay as high as obviously some of your more difficult, big and bulky items, but it is one of those fillers. Like when you really scaled up, like when I was really scaled up, I had this contract. This is one of the contracts that Select Express had, which is now they got acquired by AIT. So this is one of those filler ones. This is one of the ones where you just keeping guys busy. You know what I'm saying? Home Depot, Home Goods, TJ Maxx. What else did they have? Cost World Market, the Container Store. These are contracts that you may operate at a loss, but if you have a fleet of trucks and you guys got a multitude of people, sometimes you have to take L's on certain contracts just to keep the ship rolling and keep people working and keep things flowing. Where you got contracts where your margins are really good, this is where you might have to, break even on some of these and maybe take a small loss. This is one of the ones where I broke even or I took a loss on, which was fine because I was making so much money in other places that it really didn't matter over here. Just kept things going. I used to help out Select Express a lot with this contract. I'm pretty sure the rates are higher now. But if you are coming into Final Mile and it's just you on the truck or you and one other person and you're not looking to really do something as labor intensive or taxing like furniture or appliances, and let's say you got a paid off truck, your costs are minimal and you can do a contract where the stops pay a little bit less, then I think this is a good contract as far as Home Goods. I mean, if you've been in Home Goods, TJ Maxx, the bigger things that you'll be delivering is like real huge area rugs, maybe some bar stools, some chairs. They may have like an oversized chair in there, things of that nature. Number 5. All right. Oop, wrong way. Number 5 is going to be auto parts, Napa, AutoZone, Advanced Auto. All right. This is going to, as far as the housing, the 3PLs that house is going to range depending on your market region to region. These are normally like smaller, 3PLs. A lot of them I've never heard of. Level of difficulty, obviously 4. This is something that one man can do. Obviously super light, super fast, easy routes. Boxes are small, things of that nature. I think if you're in a cargo van or maybe a 16-foot box truck and you're looking for something that you can do by yourself, that, there's always going to be opportunity. You can go out and get one of these AutoZone or one of these auto part contracts. I can't really give you the 3PLs that house them because they range depending on the region. So that's something that you would have to do your own due diligence to find out. But I think it's great if you are operating in a cargo van. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. We got 70-some people. We got 39 likes. Let's try to get those likes up. Well, they're over 50%. Let's try to get the likes up to about 65%. All right. Let's go to number 4. Number 4, Walgreens, CVS delivery. The 3PLs are going to vary depending on the market that you're in, cross country. I remember when I was at Dynamics, they had, I forget, was it either Walmart or CVS, a lot of totes. So it's gonna vary depending on where you are in the region. Got a level of difficulty 3.5 out of 10, not hard at all. Just a lot of totes. Low stress, a lot of it, from what I can remember, was B2B, a lot of business to business. A lot of the stuff, it went straight to the store or other businesses and things of that nature. From what I remember, it wasn't like a lot of, B2C. It was pretty much B2B. but it's real low stress cargo van. Actually, in some markets, you can do these routes in your car. I don't know if T4 still houses one of these pharmaceutical contracts, but when we were there, we didn't do it. But when I would go there, I would see a lot of people pull up in their car and do these contracts. Obviously, there were guys there in their vans too. Obviously, the guys in the vans could take more totes because everything went in a tote, even if it was a small bag of, whatever prescription, it would go in the tote, or they have it in these other type of funny bags or whatever, for what I can remember. But just pretty much totes, real light, easy work, stress free, so on and so forth. Number 3, I got at Best Buy, and this is non-appliance for Best Buy. I housed the contract for Best Buy during my tenure in the industry through a company called Installs, which is no longer in existence because it was acquired by NAL, and then NAL was acquired by CRST. When I had the Installs contract, we got Best Buy with that, and we also got Sam's Club. We did mattress deliveries for Sam's Club, and we did television delivery and install, not mounting, television delivery and install for Best Buy. So non-appliance, we just did the TV delivery. The install just included of removing it from the box, plugging in the power plug, plugging in the wall, turning the TV on, and just flipping the channels or whatever for the customer, showing that the TV worked and there was no lines in it. Real simple. I got it ranked at a level 3 out of 10 as far as level of difficulty. Minimal install, like there's no mounting. It's just literally plugging it in the wall, taking it out the box, plugging it in the wall. Actually pays pretty good. Something you could do one man, cargo van, 16-foot box truck. Volume wasn't really heavy from day to day. This was like low volume. It fluctuated. This is a contract that you have to mix with other things. So if you get the contract, let's say with NAL now, if they still house it, which I think they will, from my research on a national scale, JB Hunt Rider and XPO have it. So I'm pretty sure they're mixing it in with other deliveries, because when we were doing it those years, it wasn't consistent. You know what I'm saying? We would mix it in with other things. But light electronics, minimal to no installs, just plugging it in the wall. Real simple work. Got that ranked at number 3. Number 2, Staples. Staples number 2, level of difficulty 2.5 out of 10. Real simple, similar to like your Walgreens and your auto parts. A lot of totes. Staples acquired Office Depot back in 2021. They had made attempts to acquire it a few times before. They were trying to acquire it when we housed the contract. It didn't go through. The government kept blocking it up until 2021 because at that point, Amazon had acquired some healthcare industry. So it no longer was looked at to the government as a monopoly when they were trying to acquire Home Depot back in the mid 2010s. When we were housing the Office Depot contract, the government kept blocking it, right? 2021, they let it go through because now, okay, well, we'll let you guys come together and merge because you have a direct competitor in Amazon. Amazon has entered the healthcare market, so it won't be a monopoly anymore because Amazon hadn't entered it prior to, those earlier years when Staples was trying to buy Office Depot. But I got Staples at number 2, pretty much B2B, just like Office Depot, level of difficulty 2.5 out of 10. Really, really simple. A great contract if you come in with the cargo van, dedicated. It's going to give you that dedicated money, that for sure money I always talk about earlier part of the day. Super light, B2B. And I'm just going to go straight into number 1. Number 1 is obviously going to be Office Depot. It's really one and the same. I just put Office Depot over Staples because back before they acquired it, it were 2 separate contracts. And the company here that housed Staples was a company called Veterans Distribution. They were trying to vet me a few times to bring a few of my vehicles over there to house it because they were having issues with it, but they just didn't want to pay me what I was getting paid at Dynamics at the time. Dynamics, the Office Depot at that time set up Office Depot, Office Max just seemed more, consistent to me. So I split these two up, but technically they're one and the same now. Obviously, the same 3PLs are going to house it because it's the same contract. It's the same as like your staples and your auto parts and your pharmaceuticals. Excuse me. Depending on the size of the vehicle you have is going to depend on the amount of volume and also the market. This is where I ran my most vehicles for this contract. Obviously, my vans that I was running got more smaller piece counts, obviously because of the vehicle size. A lot of totes, right? My box trucks that I ran for this contract pretty much got pallets of paper, right? The paper is where the money is at because it's a piece count. And that's a little trick for you guys that want to do this. If you got a 16-foot box truck and you're in a big market, you get paid per piece, right? So when you look at contracts or you look at businesses, because this is pretty much business to business, there are some business to consumer, some B2C deliveries for these office supply, but it's mostly business to business. So if you're in New York, Chicago, LA, big cities, you're dealing with government buildings, you're dealing with the court systems, you're dealing with hospitals, you're dealing with the school system. This is how I was able to make so much money and be so consistent because my 16-foot trucks just pretty much handled the courts, the hospitals, and the school system. So whereas those entities were ordering pallets of paper, every ream of paper on the pallet still counts as one unit. All right, so now just do the math of how many pallets, how many reams are. There's a weight constraint there as well, obviously, but each ream of paper that's on a pallet still counts as one unit, right? A van can't carry. Most of the vans, they will put maybe one pallet of paper on, a half a pallet of paper, right? So I could have trucks that could service the schools, service the courthouses, service the medical district here in Chicago. I remember we had, I think in Bolingbrook, I forgot what suburbs, one of my routes would service the GM plant, right? Obviously, it's a huge plant. There's a lot of paper. They just don't order one ream of paper. They're ordering pallets of paper. There's multiple departments that are printing paper and sending emails and printing reports all day, every day. So they're ordering pallets of copy paper. All right. And that was one of the best contracts that I ever had because I was able to really take advantage of, the fact that I had resources and could scale as much as they needed me, right? So this is a great contract, especially if someone's coming in with a cargo van, even a 16-foot box truck in a large market, level of difficulty 2 out of 10. It's really simple. The hardest thing with this contract is the paper. I mean, lifting the paper, loading the truck. The hardest part with this contract is loading in the morning. And then if you got a route that's paper heavy, obviously pulling those reams of paper, loading them onto your mag liner and wheeling them into wherever you want. So it's constantly bending over, loading reams of paper. Loading reams of paper in the morning, when they drop in those pallets, wherever you line up, wherever dock that you're scheduled to pull into, obviously after you count your pieces, loading your truck. So the paper, the bending over of the paper is probably the most challenging in this contract, most challenging on the lower back. Pretty consistent because it's office supplies. As long as you're in a decent market, as long as there's a school system, as long as there's hospitals, as long as there's court system, these entities are going to always order paper. Regardless of how technology advances, hospital, they give you discharge papers. They just don't email you your discharge papers. So hospitals, every single floor, there's people getting discharged all day, every day. So they print your discharge papers. The doctor's office, you go for physical therapy, they print out the papers for your physical therapy exercises with the diagrams on them. School systems still use a lot of paper. Court systems still use a lot of paper. So this is one of those ones if you got a cargo van or a 16-foot box truck and markets, as long as the school system, the court system, and the school system, judicial system, and the medical system is still in place, there's always going to be need copy paper. ink pens, pens, erasers, whiteout, paper clips, things of that nature. All right. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And that's going to be number one. I just wanted to get through that real quick for people that are, looking to come into the final mile industry. Those are my top 12 from easiest to hardest, from 1 to 12, obviously, but we did in reverse order from 12 to 1, hardest to easiest. I think I'm going to probably do like my top 7 or top 10 best final mile companies probably before the end of the year. So I'll probably do that before the end of the year. All right. So boom, that concludes the first half of the show. And now I want to go into the second half of the show, the gig economy. All right. I got a call yesterday from a homie who has a really, really good job here in Chicago at a hospital. He does a lot of coding and billing for one of the hospitals here in Chicago. He's a married guy, and he does gigging on the side to get out the house, get away from the wife. He doesn't really need to do it, but he needs a reason to get away from the wife. So he does, what does he do? He does Spark and Amazon, the grocery shit. That's his way of getting out, because he works from home doing billing and coding. His wife works from home. She works for one of the gas company here. So they both work from home. So he needs an out. This is what he does to get an out. So he don't need to do it. He just need a reason to get away. So he does it, and he watches the show. He's probably watching now. What up, boy? He was like, man, why are you going hard on the giggers, man? It's peak season for us. We the only ones having a peak season, man. I said, man, you want me to lay off the giggers, man? He said, man, lay off the giggers, man. Lay off all the giggers. So we had a little chuckle about it. You dig what I'm saying? And this morning I woke up, I cut on the TV because I wasn't ready to get out of bed. It was early. And I normally cut Sage on in the morning. He comes on like about 7 my time. And I see what's cracking, what he's debating on the political side, and see him on this morning. But a video popped up that it was just released this morning. It was like released like an hour or two when I saw it pop up on the TV, and it already had like 50,000 views. And what I want to do is I want to react to the video, because as I started to watch the video, you would have thought whoever runs this channel watches me, because they are just mirroring what I've been saying, like verbatim. And this is a channel with over 1 million subscribers. Obviously, if the video was out an hour or two, when I saw it, it already had like 40, 50,000 views. Obviously, it's a larger channel. And I swear, you would have thought this person ripped me off word for word. But, smart people just understand supply and demand. We understand economics. So what I want to do is I want to react to this video, because it was the illustration in this video is really, really, really put together. I'm like, I'm not an illustrator, but verbatim, he's saying what I'm saying. It is really good illustration. So I want to react to this video and just kind of have the conversation that we've been having this week as it pertains to the gig economy. And I'm going to pull that up on the screen now. Make sure you guys come on in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications, and then I'll open up the phone lines after we react to this video. The channel is called How Money Works. The channel is...
The gig economy has never exactly been flawless, but some recent trends are throwing off a delicate balancing act between workers and customers.
The channel is called How Money Works, 1.6 million subscribers. This video came out this morning, 6 hours ago, and it's already at 227,000 views. Let's take a look at this video and let's react to it.
The gig economy has never exactly been flawless, but some recent trends are throwing off a delicate balancing act between workers and customers that might accidentally be exposing some much deeper underlying problems. On the surface, our unemployment rate looks really good right now. Sure, it has trended up slightly in the wake of a long string of mass layoffs, but by zooming out, we can see it is still hovering around all-time lows. Sounds great, right? Well, it's no secret anymore that jobs data has had some reliability problems in recent years, and one of the biggest blind spots is people moving into the gig economy instead of becoming formally unemployed. For a lot of people who have lost...
So once upon a time, in a situation like we're in from an economy perspective, when the economy would collapse, unemployment would go up. And I think that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people are kind of suffering now. And it was an indicator that we were in a recession. That's why some people are kind of saying we're in a recession, we're not in a recession, because the unemployment numbers aren't really skyrocketing. They're going up, but not like what they should, I guess, for lack of a better whatever term or whatever, because a lot of people are transitioning over into the gig economy instead of just being unemployed.
Their jobs, it's quicker.
Kind of going back to what I was telling Crazy yesterday, and he asked the question, well, why would a tech guy become an Uber driver? Literally, we just had this conversation in this video, just so you don't think I'm stealing this shit. This video came out 6 hours ago. Just pay attention to what they say. It's everything that I've been telling y'all.
And often easier to register as an Uber driver than it is to register as unemployed. And you only really need to look at the numbers to see this is happening. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, over the last 5 years, the total number of people classified as unemployed has fallen by about 3 million. Which sounds good, but over that same time frame, the number of active Uber drivers has increased by roughly 3 million people, according
What I tell you yesterday, Crazy? What I tell you? I told you.
to company financials. Now, to play devil's advocate, even if these jobs aren't the best, having readily available and highly flexible work with low barriers to entry could actually be a good thing when the alternative is people going straight onto unemployment. And we will get to that. But the problem right now for the workers entering the gig economy is that there is a rapidly growing roster of drivers looking to chauffeur around a $50 burrito and a shrinking pool of customers that are still willing to pay for it.
Now, under a landmark deal, drivers can unionize.
So here's the thing with the Uber Eats, and this is what these guys got to understand. They got to understand how the system works. If you go into, so for instance, like I used to order Hooters. Well, I still do all the time, right? I like Hooters ever since I've been eating meat again. Pause. And I'm paying $40 something for 10 wings, a fry, right? But then when I go into the store, right, it's $22. I'm paying double for it on Uber Eats, and I'm literally driving past the place on my way home. Like I literally drive past the place, right? So I'm like, I might as well just stop. I'm saving $20, right? So as the economy, gets tougher, people are going to spend less money on these food apps because you're paying more. Why? Because, and let me break this down for the people like Crazy and things that may not know. He may know, and some other people may know and may not know. Uber Eats, I don't know what DoorDash charges, but Uber Eats, it's a 30% fee that they charge to the restaurant to be on the platform. And if you understand anything about the restaurant industry, restaurant business work on some of the smallest margins. You think margins are bad in trucking, try opening a restaurant. If Costa's is in here, Costa, am I lying? Costa, if you're in here, just let me know if I'm lying or not. I've looked at plenty of restaurant business models over the years, and restaurants work on very small margins, 1%, 2%, 3%. All right, so imagine having to be on a platform in today's times because of technology and just convenience and just people's mindset and just being lazy, and then have to pay 30%. It's cutting into the profit margin. So if it more probably operating at a loss at that point. So when these restaurants put themselves on Uber Eats and Grubhub and DoorDash, they raise their prices to alleviate the cost of the 30% of being on the app. And in times right now where people are messed up, they're just going to stop being lazy. Instead of me paying $40 for Hooters, and I'm literally driving past the place anyway, coming from the gym to get home, and then ordering the shit, and I just drove past it, I'm just going to stop there and pick the shit up and bring my ass home and take that $20 and do something else with it. So less people spending on the app. You still got the same supply of Uber Eats and DoorDash people that are competing for less.
And negotiate pay.
What are you making on this trip?
Around like $10.
And they unilaterally drop prices, and they unilaterally decide that drivers are going to make even less of the fare than they were before.
I've been going full throttle. I put more hours and make less.
Tesla's first robo-taxis are officially on the road and is already partnering with Uber.
A lot of the data surrounding gig work and even just regular employment is disjointed, vague, and often downright counterintuitive. Even something as simple as what it means to be employed is probably going to be different for you than it is to the statisticians putting all of these numbers together. On top of that, when you think of gig work, you are probably thinking about people delivering food or driving people around in their fake taxis. But depending on which organization is collecting the data, it can also extend to renting out Airbnb properties or even people like little old me here running a YouTube channel. When a metric—
I would never do Airbnb. And I remember this is one of the questions people used to ask me when I first started creating content, when I first started going live and doing those Q&As. And I remember there's something that recently happened in DC, the squatting issue. It's happening all over the country. Now people are renting Airbnbs because it's so fucked up out here. And they're paying the 30 days, but then after the 30 days, they don't leave. And guess what? Depending on what state you're in, the squatter laws are protecting them. There's a lady in DC right now who's gone viral because the lady just won't leave her property. Like, I would never do Airbnb. A lot of people that was running that Airbnb and that Turo shit during the pandemic, they fucked up now because ain't nobody renting Airbnbs. And because it's fucked up, people squatting in your shit, and then the squatting laws is protecting you.
becomes a goal, it's no longer a useful measure, because the groups involved will try to influence it in a way that benefits them. The gig platform companies want to report that they have lots of people working for them to show how important they are to their stakeholders. The media wants big changes in job numbers one way or another to make for good headlines, and politicians want to ignore the industry altogether so that they can keep on pretending the job market is great. This just adds additional murkiness to an already very messy collection of numbers, which can make it really hard to see what is happening to a majority of the workers in these jobs, which is, let's be honest, mostly people who couldn't find a better job elsewhere. So to unravel this all, there are really three components that need to be understood: the fundamental platform economics that have facilitated the growth of the gig economy, what these services have covered up in the job market, and what happens when they can't cover it up anymore. Now, that first point is really just about a balancing act. A platform like Uber Eats or DoorDash coordinates transactions between a service provider, the delivery driver, a goods provider, the restaurant, and a consumer, which is you poking at pictures of cheeseburgers on your phone at 11 p.m. If Uber Eats wants to make more money, it either needs to charge you more, pay their delivery drivers less, take a larger cut from the restaurant making the food, or just do more.
Now, what did he say? This is something I've been telling you guys for a minute. Shout out to Jonathan for that $100 super chat. Shout out to the MGM members, man. Y'all really showing up today. Appreciate that.
Sweet.
Getting the bag. The final mile. Getting to the bag, man. Ain't this peak season for a lot of you? Supposed to be peak season for you Amazon guys and for some of you OTR guys. Why is it the final mile guys that's constantly getting this? I remember just like 4 years ago when I came to YouTube, like literally, they didn't like Big Mark. They used to make fun of me and crack jokes and all that stuff. But look I'm still in the crib. Off the moving money. Off the money. It's long too. That's some long money, man. That's some long money. That OTR shit that everybody was sitting up there running around, sending people off with during the pandemic, going into 22 and 23, Amazon Relay and all that. I mean, people are struggling out here right now. These final mile guys that listen to Big Mark, they coming through with them $100 super chin-act. You dig what I'm saying? You know where that money at, man. You know where the money at, man. All right, let's get back to this show. Let me get back to some more shit that I've been telling y'all. See, when you listen to the big dog, you ain't gonna never go wrong. When you listen to the big homie, you ain't gonna never go wrong. One thing about Mark, I'm gonna go get to that money, man. I'm gonna get to the money, man. I'm gonna always go get me some money, man. Follow you some motherfuckers who about the money, man.
Provider, the restaurant, and a consumer, which is you poking at pictures of cheeseburgers on your phone at 11 p.m. If Uber Eats wants to make more money, it either needs to charge you more, pay their delivery drivers less.
Boom. What do I always say? Go up on the customer. Go down on the delivery driver. I've been telling y'all that.
Take a larger cut from the restaurant making the food, or just do more transactions in total. In the early days of these services, they were almost exclusively focused on that last point, expanding their user base. This meant that on any given transaction, they would actually pay more to the restaurant and delivery driver than they were taking off the customer just to attract as many.
At the beginning, pay attention. At the beginning, paying the driver more. Taking less from the customer, taking less for the restaurant to get restaurants onto the platform. to get customers onto the platform, the convenience, making them want to use it, charging them a low fee, right? If you charge them an exorbitant fee, the likelihood of them using it is going to be lower. No, we need the restaurant, low fee, the customer, low fee, driver, we need you to be the supplier, pay you a high fee at the beginning. I've been saying y'all this.
Of these three onto their platform as possible. Back around 6 years ago, when these businesses were still blitzscaling, customers would get subsidized food that was often cheaper than ordering in person, restaurants would get generous revenue splits, and drivers were paid well above minimum wage even after accounting for their hidden costs.
What I've been telling y'all.
But these good times were all financed by burning venture capital dollars.
What I tell y'all, I say it's the VC money. I told y'all this. Now, this video came out literally this morning. I don't want y'all to think I'm still in the sauce 6 hours ago. And Big Mark been telling y'all this for over a year. I just literally said this shit yesterday. Y'all gonna start listening to Big Mark, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna start listening to Big Mark.
Not costs. But these good times were all financed by burning venture capital dollars. Now to play devil's advocate again, this is actually not that unusual when building out a marketplace. Customers won't spend money on the app if there are—
It's normal business practice. I tell y'all this shit all the time. That's why I say y'all stop saying this cheap freight shit and all this shit and worry about what other people are doing. When you worry about other people are doing, you're gonna fail. There's companies out here that purposely operate at a loss just to get you up out the way. If I'm coming into your space and my money is long and you are a nuisance and I want you gone and I can operate and just drive down the price to get you gone, I'm going to do it. If I can afford to do it to get you up out so I can get a bigger piece of the market share, who cares that I'm taking it cheap? You're going to be complaining about me taking it cheap. Unbeknownst to you, I'm doing it purposely to get you up out the way. I'm trying to get you gone. You can't get mad at me because my money is longer and I'm trying to get a bigger stake in the marketplace. It's business. It's called capitalism. That's why when I say people that be worrying about shit that they shouldn't be worried about is ignorance. And you tell on yourself. You letting a guy like me, you letting MGM members know how ignorant you are because a person who's really about their money is not worried about what another person is doing because they could be doing it purposely. It's called capitalism.
No restaurants to buy from, restaurants won't register on a platform that has no customers, and drivers won't make any money if there is no food to be delivered. So to get things started, the market maker usually does need to sweeten the deal in every direction. Nowadays, their mission has changed from growing the number of transactions to growing how much they make from those transactions. But how much they can push on each participant really depends on how hard they are to replace. All of these groups are still growing, but while total revenue from customers increased by around 35% in the last 2 years, the total number of active gig workers on the platform increased by around 80% over the same time period. This would mean—
Paying attention, crazy? See, all y'all giggers is just more supply coming onto the market. So it's more competition. Y'all desperate. More disparity because of the amount of supply. Pay attention.
That even if there were no changes in how this revenue was divided up, there is simply less money per driver even without considering inflation. But the real point here is that drivers have become the easiest group in this triangle to replace. So it's easier for Uber to cut costs from them without destabilizing their market. Now, I know that this is a lot of numbers to confirm what you probably already knew. Pay and conditions for the most common type of gig work is getting worse. But by understanding these numbers, you can see how this can very quickly become a dangerous feedback loop, especially if these customers can no longer justify spending twice as much on their food to have it hand-delivered across town. Now, maybe this could be written off as pure speculation from people who have spent too long looking at company financials, except for the fact that, in a lot of markets, it's already happening, and the results have not been pretty. So it's time to learn how money works to find out what happens when there is no room left in the gig economy. This video is sponsored by Cape, the privacy-first mobile carrier.
All right, sorry, Mr. How Money Works. Appreciate you for, letting me react to your content, but I gotta fast forward past your ad, sir. Sorry about that.
At a risk and no easy way for someone to hijack your number. It works more like protecting a digital asset wallet than dealing with a genuinely strong privacy setup. Cape is still in beta. Okay, So as the gig economy platforms are playing this little game, the perfect outcome for the company in the middle here, trying to maximize their own bottom line, would be a large group of people with a lot of disposable cash who are not very price sensitive, and an even bigger group of people over here without much negotiating power who just need whatever money they can get. And oh, would you look at that? It's a statistic you are probably all getting sick of hearing me repeat. The top 10% of households are now doing a record 50% of the spending, while the bottom 60% of households are doing a record low of just.
Pay attention to this chart. This chart is very important. Listen to what he just said. Pay attention.
Probably all getting sick of hearing me repeat. The top 10% of households are now doing a record 50% of the spending, while the bottom 60% of households are doing a record low of just 20%. This growing divide is not great. But for a company like Uber, it's been a golden opportunity to squeeze more money for a worse service out of customers while simultaneously squeezing more service for less money out of its contractors.
Uh-oh. Didn't Big Mark just say this shit yesterday? And I gave you examples. I said I stopped taking Uber. Actually, I only take Black. What did I talk about? The service. They're able to get more service out of more desperate people and provide a worse service because of your desperation, and then charge the consumer more money. This is crazy, bro. I keep telling y'all giggers, man.
Also, let's be honest with
maybe y'all listen to the white guy, since people don't like to listen to the black guy. It's very strange to find a black guy with dreads that's dark-skinned that understands business. So the white guy tell you, baby, you listen.
Ourselves. A lot of that gap is being bridged by pushing for tips harder as well. For the first 3 years of the company.
Oh, well, the tips, y'all pushing for tips out here? So that's what it is. We talked about that too yesterday. Now, mind you, this video came out this morning. Video came out 6 hours ago. And this shit is verbatim of everything that I've been saying. Now, it's a white guy saying it, so maybe y'all will listen. I know it's hard to listen to a black motherfucker with dreads. They would say, this black nigga don't know shit.
Or service for less money out of its contractors. Also, let's be honest with ourselves. A lot of that gap is being bridged by pushing for tips harder as well. For the first 3 years of the company, they didn't even have a direct tipping option because the company itself called the practice tacky. Today, it's the expectation, and it's pushed very hard. First-hand reports from drivers and restaurants have backed up what the big picture numbers are suggesting. A lot of locations are.
So this is why the apps are pushing for tips harder up front to kind of like, mask the fact that they're paying you less. So they're pushing the customer up front. When I go order an Uber, it's asking me to tip. You see it there. It doesn't wait for the end of the ride. You can add the tip at the very beginning when you request. Same thing with Uber Eats. And they want you to do that because it makes it look like, I guess once they commission it to the driver or the person who picks up, a higher payout. To kind of mask the fact that they're paying you less so it makes you feel better. Come on, man.
Doing record volumes of deliveries. But individual drivers are finding it increasingly hard to find consistent deliveries or rides, which means they can spend hours a day just waiting for an opportunity to work. Wait
a minute, y'all waiting hours just to get a noise? Y'all waiting an hour just to get a say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
Rides, which means they can spend hours a day just waiting for an opportunity to work. When they do get jobs, it's clear that the platform is taking a larger share of the pie. Like this example of a $64 ride here in LA, paying out just $12.43.
Whoa. Hold a goddamn minute there. You hold on a goddamn minute, goddamn it. You mean to tell me Uber done charged the customer $63 and they only paid the driver? The driver got the thing. And they did the ride 63 and they only got 12? Y'all letting them get y'all like that? Now, that goes back to what I talked about, disparity. That's desperate. That's desperation. Somebody is willing to do it for that low of an amount. That's crazy. $63. And the service provider only got 12. That's like 1/5. That's like 20%. That's like literally 20. That's like little about 21%. 12 times 5 is 60. So it's like a little over 20%. It's a fifth.
To the driver. Of course, this is just one example, but it is
a fifth, and you assume all the cost up front. They just have the technology and the platform. The cost is yours, and you're getting a little over 20%. The fuel, the wear and the tear, the labor. That's crazy, bro.
Pretty damning one. Another factor that has allowed these companies to squeeze harder from every direction is interest rates. For a while, competition was actually quite fierce in the delivery gig workspace as dozens of regional startups tried to take market share away from the primary players. Today, most of them have either become the incumbents, been acquired by the incumbents, or they have gone out of business. The blitzscaling business model of burning billions of investor dollars until cementing market share only really worked in a low interest rate environment where it didn't cost much to just keep on piling in more cash. If a competitor wanted to enter the market today to offer a better service or pay gig workers more competitively, they would not only need to cover their operating costs while taking market share, they would also need to cover interest payments that would be 3 times higher than they were back when a lot of today's incumbents were doing the same thing. Now, where this could get really bad is what could happen if job losses continue. If even more people are forced into the gig economy, that would mean that even more people would end up competing for the same.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. It's like I was explaining yesterday. Like, as technology keeps advancing, more jobs are going to get cut. As technology keeps advancing, more jobs are going to get cut. And more people are going to have to go into the gig economy. So there's going to be more supply. Every year around this time, they open up the floodgates. And as soon as December 31st is over with, that supply is still looming and demand completely goes to zero because nobody has any money anymore. The holidays are over, but you just let a bunch of people on 2 months prior to meet the holiday demand that's still looming now with even far less demand. So you got all these people and nothing to move. And as things continue to get worse, there's going to be more people coming over there. So
gigs, and that's without even considering that if people lose their regular jobs and end up delivering for Uber Eats, they won't have as much money to spend on Uber Eats.
And that's another good point. As more people start to lose their jobs, as more people face financial difficulties, the less money to order food on Uber Eats or Grubhub or DoorDash is really a luxury. That's a frivolous, thing. That's a like you don't have to spend money in that fast at discretion. Like that's not a necessity. Like once I realized recently that I was paying double for Hooters, I said, hell no, I'm driving past it anyway. It's fast food. I'm gonna be in there 5 minutes at the most. Now you got people that can't afford to do it at all anymore. So there's going to be less people buying. So now you got more supply on the app and less demand because people don't have the luxury to spend twice the amount of the food when they could just go pick it up and save 100% or 50% or whatever it is, 100%.
This process alone is actually not that unusual. It's basically how every demand-side economic downturn ever happens. Businesses lay off people, so households spend less money, so revenue falls, so businesses lay people off. If anything, it could almost be argued that gig work like this offers an additional layer of protection to people who lose their jobs, which is kind of what is happening right now. The problem is that if this becomes widespread enough, it can cover up the problem for a lot longer than it would otherwise take to realize something might be going wrong. And if things do go very wrong, the gig economy offers far less friction for this loop to spin. Typically, businesses need to fill out a lot of paperwork to lay people off. It makes them look bad to investors, and they will also need to rework internal processes to operate with fewer staff. Yeah, sure, they still do it, but it's not an instantaneous or painless process. This means we at least have time to see something going wrong before it's a full-blown crisis. For gig workers, all of this can happen instantaneously and automatically through the algorithms. If the apps are getting fewer orders, drivers get fewer jobs and less surge pricing. The automated nature of their employment throws a bottle of baby oil into the mix anytime the economy loses its footing. Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and companies like it are now collectively some of the largest employers in America. And if Uber drivers were counted as actual employees, it would individually be the largest employer in the world. easily beating out the largest defense departments and more traditional employers like Walmart. This is also just counting the people working in the largest and most obvious sectors of the gig economy. We have covered the story before, but starting around 5 years ago, there was a massive increase in the number of new businesses being registered in America.
Obviously, that was due to the pandemic, people getting stimulus money, this culture shifting into be your own boss. So now you got to be your own boss culture, and you have the money because you've been stimulated and incentivized by the government to go out and spend the money.
Now, spoiler alert, this was not because people suddenly became more entrepreneurial. It was mostly because people had lost their regular employment and were registering a company to do gig work. Fiverr, Etsy, Amazon Flex, and the naughtier platform.
And then you had the giggers that got LLCs and run their gigging thing as a LLC.
Also saw a massive uptick in people selling their services. Even the number of videos uploaded to YouTube expanded significantly at this time, according to research published in the Journal of Quantitative Description.
During that time, you had a lot of people starting to create YouTube channels, and the people that were already had YouTube channels start to take off because people were at home. Because people were at home, advertisers shifted advertising budgets from traditional television media, cable media to YouTube. That's when YouTube got a really big budget from advertisers because the views started to go up. That's why you start to see YouTubers that were already YouTubers start to go from just regular people to rich people. You saw CJ on 32s bought his first Lamborghini right when that shit started to happen. You saw Mr. Organic go from, good YouTuber to like super duper YouTuber. He went from condo to mega mansion with 8 supercars and so on and so forth. You saw a lot of YouTubers just go from, and I'm not saying that they were bogus. They were like maybe here, really good YouTubers, Hellcat status to 5 Lamborghini status because of the amount of revenue that was coming in. So the views were up and the ad dollars were up too. So with increased views and increased CPM, they were getting paid more per view. Like these guys went from probably a couple $1,000s a month on YouTube to 50, 70, 90, 100, 200, 300. I think Kevin Samuels was making $500,000 a month off of YouTube. All right, if you were watching him during that time period, like I was, his live streams at night would have 20, 30,000 people watching. He's getting $100 super chats every few minutes. He turned his chat off for members only. So now you gotta become a member. You gotta pay for a membership just to even talk in the chat. If the super chats weren't where he wanted to be, he would stop the show and play the Money World shit and wait for all the super chats to start flooding in, and they would $100, $500, $500, $500, $50, and then he would continue the show. He was making thousands and thousands of dollars every night. He was doing like $500,000 a month, right? So people were creating videos, people were watching them.
People were looking for new ways to make money. And yes, this was just counting long-form content, as short-form would have skewed the results. The challenges faced by individuals working at the mercy of the gig economy are now well understood and well documented. But what we may soon figure out is that even for the people who never individually have to experience those conditions, they could still become a big problem for all of us. In fact, it's kind of already happened. China's gig economy might represent a glimpse into our own future, and that future is bleak. As a result of various factors, like headwinds from the real estate and financial industries, as well as a glut in recent graduates, the youth unemployment rate in China got so bad that the government simply stopped posting that data. Yeah. 2 years ago, when they did this, we were actually in a position to judge them for it. But anyway, these young workers with few other options have flooded into the gig economy, completely oversupplying the system with drivers. Today, according to estimates from The Economist compiled from available company financials, there are 200 million gig workers in China, representing as much as 40% of their total urban workforce. This massive number is even scarier when you realize that just 15 years ago, these platforms didn't really exist at all.
Nope.
This has become a real problem in the last 3 years in particular, as already frugal Chinese households are cutting back on service spending due to faltering economic conditions. The end result is that gig workers have reported spending 10 hours a day waiting to earn as much money as what would have taken them just 3 hours in the past.
That's it. Gig workers are spending 10 hours a day for what would just take them 3 hours in the past. A lot of that is hurry up and wait. You're waiting on a noise to go off. And I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you can do. I give you guys ways where you can make hundreds of dollars an hour, but that's a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of hard work. And we know people lazy. They don't really want to run up a bag. They rather work for the rest of their life. I would rather work hard for a good 10 years, divest and sell my company and be cool. You dig what I'm saying? Then sit around all day and wait, and work 10 hours and I could have did something where I worked 3 hours and made the same thing that I worked 10 hours for. But hey, who am I?
Large groups of brightly colored riders waiting outside shopping malls have become a very visible sign of bigger issues impacting average people in an economy that, by the headline numbers, still looks like it's doing very well. Even workers who are active for 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, are still not earning enough to afford a dignified lifestyle in the country's major urban centers where most of this work is.
Now, he's transitioned from the U.S. to China, and they struggling over there. So they struggle. The gig economy is just globally. It's hard for people to maintain a comfortable lifestyle. It's not enough money
available. In some cases, competition for work has become so fierce that groups from opposing apps have gotten into altercations with one another on the street, and that is clearly not a sign of things going well. Now,
Don't tell me the giggers is fighting over the gigs. Hey, crazy, y'all out here fighting over gigs? The giggers is y'all fighting over gigs, bro? Is that serious now? Come on, man. Say it ain't so crazy.
Still a little ways behind a similar situation in most Western countries, but there are not major structural differences that mean we couldn't. The point is that this should be a scary story with a lot of things that sound very familiar, which is not great. But it gets worse. So far, all of this has been ignoring the big push to automate gig work as quickly as possible. Drivers replaced by robotaxis, delivery drivers replaced with little fridges on wheels, and Etsy creatives replaced with an avalanche of AI-generated slop. Unfortunately, as this technology progresses, there is really no way it ends well for the most vulnerable workers depending on these kinds of gigs to pay their bills. If the AI bubble collapses, then it's going to take a lot of the economy down with it. And the first thing that people are going to sacrifice are expensive Uber Eats orders. If the AI bubble doesn't collapse, it will most likely be because the technology gets to a point where it is completely able to replace workers in labor-heavy industries, like food delivery. No matter which way this all goes, it's probably not going to end well for people who are already not doing well. Now, I will actually be making an entire video next week about this dismal endgame, so make sure to subscribe for that. But shameless plug aside, the point is that these platforms know the best way to get the most out of this game is to remove this piece entirely and just hope it doesn't take this one out with it. It's a dangerous gambit that might not pay off. But even if it doesn't, it won't really matter.
It won't matter.
Go and watch this video next to find out why the stock market—
Listen, this video came out this morning. Hold on. Literally this morning, 6 hours ago. It's already almost at 250,000 views. And everything that I've been saying, this video said it verbatim. So, I the same thing I told people 3 years ago about Amazon and OTR, and I tried to give people the blueprint for success. It's my homie calling now, the one I was talking about earlier. He probably watching. I don't understand why you're calling. And I'm talking about the giggers. I'm talking about y'all giggers. What's up, bro? Yo. All right, whatever. All right, man, we're going to open up the phone lines, bro. We're going to open up the phone lines. But anyway, like I was saying, 3-4 years ago when I was forewarning people and I was forecasting, the bubble and I got met with a lot of, just hate and then everything started to come into fruition. I told people about peak season, got hit with the hate. Then when it happened, everybody was quiet. All right. So now I've been forecasting the demise of the gig economy, and that has come into fruition. And I've been saying, it's only going to get worse. And everything that I've said, this guy said. This guy has 1.6 million subscribers. This video came out 6 hours ago, and it's at 250,000 views. So maybe if you don't want to listen to me, you'll listen to the white guy with the bigger channel. You think he watches Big Mark and he ripping Big Mark off, or you just think great minds just think alike? I think it's great minds think alike. I think if you understand economics, I think if you understand supply and demand, I think if you understand and just have a little common sense and you stop dreaming and get your head out the cloud somewhere, I think me and whoever runs this channel, I just think we're just on the same wavelength as far as thought process is concerned. But the phone line is open. 312-772-5483. This is going to be one of them another ones. I mean, I've already predicted it, you know what I'm saying? And I went on my little told you so early this year. A lot of your favorite content creators in the gig space, like the gig space is just, even from a content creation space, is just not what it used to be. Because the money ain't there no more. And I'm telling you, it's going to get worse. So next year, or maybe the year after next, probably next year, probably around this time next year, I'll probably be coming back and like, yeah, I told you so. Yeah. I don't be hating, man. I just be trying to forewarn you. See, if you know better, you do better. Don't be the person that get caught left holding the bag like a lot of the Amazon and the OTR guys did. They was trying to fight Big Mark when I was telling them what to do. I told them what to do. They didn't want to listen to me. Now look, here we are. I'm still here. Hindsight 2020. Go back and look at the content. Everything that I talked about, it came into fruition. The shit is still up. And this shit gonna stay up. The gig shit that I talked about early this year, last year, has happened. This shit is gonna happen. I'm 45 years old. Just from life, I know how this shit is going, bro. Like, I've never seen shit get better. Shit only gets worse. The cost of living is going to continue to go up. It's never gone down, ever. People are going to lose jobs. Why? Because technology is advancing faster than I've ever seen it advance before. Technology is going to continue to replace jobs. People are not going to be able to afford. People can't even afford homes now. You got husband and wife, 2 incomes coming into a household. Can't even afford a home. A starter home. You got the government talking about 50-year mortgages now. 50-year mortgages. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? When you got the government, instead of coming up with a plan for people to be able to bring the cost of housing down, they say, well, we'll just make you pay longer. The longer you pay, the more interest you pay. 312-772-5483. And it's always the people who they think this is doom and gloom and then they get upset, but they won't call in. You'll just hit the dislike button. Cool. I don't care about the dislike button. That's just more engagement for me. I appreciate it. I'd rather you call the link and we can have the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get mad at me because your affairs ain't in order. See, I'm going to trigger you to click the link. I'm going to trigger you. Don't get mad at Big Mark because your affairs ain't in order. And you thought you could gig for the rest of your life. Don't get mad at Big Mark because you fucked off your 30s and your 40s and now you behind and you could have went out and did what was in your best interest 25, 30 years ago, but you didn't. Don't get mad at me for it because I'm just talking about it and I'm forewarning you about what's to come. Don't get mad at me because you was one of them people that was watching the content around that time and you didn't like what I was saying, but it coming to fruition and I'm talking that shit now and you just can't stand the fact that I can't be wrong and you just hate it and you waiting for the day that I'm wrong so you could be like, aha, it ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction. I just need you to keep doing what you're doing. Whatever it is that got you angry, just keep doing it because a guy like me gonna benefit from it. I'm gonna take full advantage of it. I need you to keep going out being ignorant. I need you to keep spending money that you don't have. I need you to keep not doing what's in your best interest. I need you to keep doing these things because there's going to be a guy like me that's going to benefit from it. I need you to keep tricking off. I need you to keep buying shit on credit. I need you to keep operating without understanding what it's costing to operate and run your business. I need you to keep not wearing protection and having kids that you can't afford. Things that is going to force you into doing things that we need you to do to keep the economy going. Or you can get out your feelings, you can get out your emotions, you can put your emotions to the side, and you can start making better choices and decisions for you and your family. You can start working a few extra hours and taking that extra money and investing into something that becomes another vehicle to bring in more capital, so that you can take that money and put that money somewhere else so it can bring in more money. I need you to sacrifice a little bit more. I need you to delay your gratification a little bit more. I need you to stop hating and worrying about what other people are doing, other men are doing. I need you to stop hating on other men that are in a better position than you because they made better choices and decisions. And instead of you looking at them as a beacon of hope and maybe emulating what they're doing so you could do it, or you can keep hating and making all these poor ass decisions. Choice is up to you. 312-772-5483. I hope that pissed somebody off enough to come up and have a debate. Yeah. Shout out to Jonathan. Shout out to Jonathan, man. Hey, Jonathan, appreciate you, man. Damn, the Final Mile guys have been subscribed for the same amount of time. Yeah, man. Final Mile, 21 months ago. So that was right about two and a half years ago, maybe 23, I think that's when really like a lot of the transition started to happen from the pandemic, and a lot of those OTR and Amazon guys, the ones that were smart enough, because I know J. Cole was over the road initially, and then he found my channel. And look, once he found my channel, that OTR shit, he had to make that transition. He was one of the ones that listened. Here we are 2 years later, he got 7 trucks. Shout out to J. Cole, man. Because you know why? Because J. Cole wasn't a hater. J. Cole listened to Big Mark. He studied everything I said. I never did a coaching or nothing. Everything is in the video content. He'll tell you. Jonathan, same way. There's a few others. We got a up-and-comer, Cordell. It's a few others. These guys wasn't haters. They just sat back, listened to a guy, and just followed the blueprint step by step. And here they are 2 years later. But then you got other people that come into the comments that's bitchy, that say hating ass shit because of choices and decisions they made. And for 2 years, like I got people that's been trolling just in the comment section for 2 years and ain't made no advancements for it. They still bitter. So here you got people in 2 years that have found the information and have grown successfully. And then you got another group of people that just continue to remain bitter, and they're still bitter. $312-772-5483, man. All your favorite people sent you off. Don't get mad at me. I didn't send you off. I know you hate it. I know you hate it. I know you like, damn, bro. This nigga, man. This nigga just won't stop. Hell no, I ain't gonna stop. Yeah, you gonna keep watching. Just poor. Because you refuse to make better choices and decisions. You believe in this suck ass shit. You the type of motherfucker who gonna say, oh, well, man, I'm gonna rent the truck because I ain't gotta pay the maintenance. You one of them type of motherfuckers. You one of them types. Man, yeah, I'm gonna fuck what Mark talking about. You could start a box truck business for less than $5,000, and I'm gonna rent the truck because I ain't gonna have to pay the maintenance. You're gonna be one of them type. I know. 312-772-5483, and we can talk about it. You might change my mind. Explain to me how you could do that. 312-772-5483, man. Let me know, man. I'm just chilling, man. I ain't got shit to do till about 4:30, man. So I got a little time. Ooh, they mad. Final mile is the way to go. Of course. Final mile the way to go. Final mile and moving. A lot of money, a lot of work, a lot of money though. You gotta always go where the money at, bro. You always gotta go where the money at, bro. It don't matter how hard the work is. If the money there, then that's where you need to be. All that easy shit, man. Listen, it's way more people over there. Way more people you got to compete with. Let me go where it's more money and less competition. I'm going to go where it's more money and less competition. So I don't know, to each his own. But the phone number is up, man. 312-772-5483, man. I got some time, man. I think this was a good show. Man, we'll be back tomorrow, bro. Best show on YouTube by far in the space. Ain't nobody doing it like Big Mark. I'm going to talk a little bit more shit because I'm trying to piss him off. Ain't nobody doing it like Big Mark, man. We here every day, just kicking it. I'm finna hire somebody too. I'm finna hire I gotta hire somebody to do some edits for me, man. We finna turn things up a notch too. I'll probably get like a college student or something. Need some clips and shit like that. I ain't got time to be doing all that shit. Just got my truck and been running OTR for about 2 months. And I'm thinking about getting another studio. I'm thinking about building out another studio, like a conversational studio. I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not because I gotta have an idea for what I would want to use it for. Kirk, man, I'm not taking calls, bro. I'm taking only phone calls. I'm only taking phone calls. Yo, bro, I'm taking only phone calls. What up?
You what?
I said, what up? Crazy, I'm not hiring you. You ain't got no editing skills. I need somebody to I need a machine. I need shit every few hours being dropped. You ain't got the capacity. You don't got the equipment. You ain't got the time. You got a family to take care of.
Who you talking, me?
No, I'm talking to Crazy. Crazy said hire him. And then you can't afford to live in Chicago. You can't come up here. You can't afford to live up here, boy. It's big boy shit, boy.
Yo, when you on the internet messing with people, man.
Man, they messing with me, bro. So I'm messing back. They've been messing with me for 3 years, and I ain't fell off yet, Kirk.
You ain't no truck. You ain't got no truck, bro. You on the internet talking all that shit. You ain't got no truck.
Kirk, it's too long. You know it. You see, you done met me in real life. See that you done got a chance to come out here a few times and kick it with the big dog. These dudes, they want it to happen, but it's too late. They should have called me 20 years ago. Your best bet of me falling off was about 20 years ago. I'm too old and too up. I ain't got shit to do but talk shit, swallow spit. You dig what I'm saying? I got too many investments, too much shit going on, pimp.
Yo, why you messing with the guys on the internet, man?
They messing with me. See, it's a different, because what happened, you got guys that come and mess with people on these different channels and they block them. You know what I'm saying? Or you got guys that mess with people on the channels and then they block them or they start. But then they come to me and they just don't understand, nigga, you come fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you back, but I'm gonna win. Because they middle Americans. You know what I'm saying? Middle American type motherfucker that go on the internet looking for trouble. These is motherfuckers that is living middle America and they ain't got shit to do. They probably live in like a frame house, and they probably drive like a Toyota Corolla or some shit like that. And they really just want to be cool, but they just don't know how to be cool.
What's wrong with Toyota, man? I got a Toyota.
No, ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm just talking.
I got a Toyota, Mark. I got a 4Runner, man.
I know. I said
Not a
a
Forerunner, man.
Corolla. I'm talking about like a 40-year-old man that's driving like a Corolla or something. Like you just driving it. Just it's a middle American just angry at the
So
world.
you got to drive one of this at 40.
Oh, what's that? I can't see it.
The Lexus
What's that? The IS3. What is that? IS? I can't see
300.
it. IS 300.
300.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're gonna get you, man.
They can't get me. Hey Kurt, they can't get me. I'm outside. I run into subscribers all the time. They love me. The subscribers here in Chicago love me. It's the middle Americans, they upset. Don't get mad at me because you bought a box truck and you failed. You listened to somebody on Instagram or TikTok and they sent you off. Don't get mad at me that you fucked up. Don't be the ones that be telling you, Kurt, man, all he do is sit in the house and talk shit. They'll be them, right? Hell yeah.
Nah, truck, man. I keep telling you that, man. You're not in a truck. That's a
Kurt. Is that a bad thing?
Mark, you're not in a.
I don't have to be, Kurt. That's the beautiful thing when you make good choices and decisions in your life. You don't have to be. Kurt, honestly.
Yeah, but you know them guys ain't. Huh?
Hold on. Let's be honest. If you could, if you had the opportunity to live a good life and go and come as you please, or live a okay life, but you gotta get in a truck every day and do all that, which is cool. Which one would you choose?
No, I understand that. I understand what you're saying, but what you got to understand also in the culture that, you know, that people were brought up in, they tend to cling to the things that they were brought on, like
Your phone breaking
mom,
up. Your phone breaking up.
It's like
your phone breaking up. Yeah, you was good when you was under the Wi-Fi. Hello?
Mark.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah. No, what I was saying is, you know, people were brought up, they tend to gravitate to what they were brought up on. You see what I'm saying? So if they saw their mama retire at 70 and the dad retire at 90 and, you know, you like what, 40 something, man? You know, that's, I remember like a lot of time guys gonna say you throw shit at them because you gotta look at it like this, like said you make a choice and decision. You hear me, right?
You breaking up, but I hear you now.
Yeah, you said guys make better choices and decision, right?
Yeah,
so
life is
you're
about
not married.
decisions.
You're not married.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not married, and that's like a flex, right? You don't have no kids.
It's not a flex.
Right?
A flex today is being able to pay your bills and live comfortable. That's a flex. As long as you pay your
but
bills.
you're not married. So who are you home right now? Who are you home right now?
Marry and take care of a wife, she wouldn't have to work.
No, I'm saying, but now, who are you home right now?
Right
who
now,
are you home currently right now?
Right now, it's just me.
Who's coming home tonight?
If my chick come over.
Okay, so but there's guys that their woman coming home tonight. That's what I'm saying. She gonna be there tonight.
They married.
And so forth.
Come home.
But that's what I'm saying. You ain't got nobody, Mark. So you up here running around and you talk about all these stuff. You ain't got no kids.
I probably
You're
do
not
more.
married.
I probably do more for my chick than these guys do for their wife, bro.
But that's what I'm saying.
So
but that's what I'm saying. It still goes back to
that don't got nothing to do with it. A chick ain't got shit to do with choices and decisions as far as, you know, when these guys say these things about, oh, he ain't in a truck. First of all, I'm not 20 something. I'm almost 50 years old, bro. I just don't look it. You dig what I'm saying? I'm 45 years old, bro. Like, how many more years you want me to work? I've been working since I'm 18. Now, if I was able to do something in let me see, half the time of what a person who went out and worked a job, let's say 30 years would do, 30 years, and I was able to do it in half the time because I'm an
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur, and I'm in industries where I'm making a lot of money, plus investments, plus delayed
Mm-hmm.
gratification. I think
Yeah.
it equals out. I think it equals out. So now when you got guys that have come up, or like guys that you talk to, look at the pattern. When you look at a guy like NW Lou and you look at some of these other guys, they're 50 years old, they're mid 40s, late 40s. And when they say these things, they're tail into their 30s, early 40s. These are guys that are looking at somebody that's in the same age as them, that's talking about starting a business, or they got the truck and they're failing at it, right? So they're looking at a peer, as far as from an age perspective, that's just sitting here chilling, and they're trying to figure things out in this latter part of life. That's not my fault, bro. That ain't my fault.
I know. We talk about this all the time, but that goes back to a lot of the decision that they made when they were younger. See what I'm saying? So it's like me. I'm home. I'm chilling. Just like you. And we talk about this all the time. Like, guys, it's just the way it is. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean,
Looking for, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
They're looking for, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, they it's sad, but they ruin the younger.
You breaking up. You got to go back in the house or something by the Wi-Fi. You breaking up. You breaking up. He broke up. We can't hear him. You froze, but you're welcome to call back. Or you can call the phone number if that's easier. Or go back in the house. But yeah, you froze, so you froze. So let me yeah, I ain't did the call. Oh, there you go. You froze, Kurt. You froze, so 312-772-5483. You can call back up if you want, or somebody else can call into the number. So you saying money to save Phil in a marriage? Well, crazy. I would not, I'm gonna be honest with you. I said I'm gonna lay off for you the rest of the week, but I'm gonna answer your question. If I was in your situation, I would outwork you a million. Like what you doing, I would not be doing. I wouldn't be able to look at my kids. I wouldn't be able to look at my wife. I would feel like I'm just being, I ain't trying to be bogus. I would feel like a failure. I'm just keeping it a buck with you, bro. As it's supposed to be your duty. So, I mean, you've admitted to being lazy, so money, you need money to live. You need money. Listen, I'm not gonna take on responsibilities of other human beings unless I'm ready. So if you decide to have kids, if you decide to get married, right? You're taking on responsibilities of other people, right? So you have to be Superman. We don't get a chance to I hate to say this, and a lot of people probably going to disagree with me, but as a man, you don't really get a chance to fail, bro. Like you don't, once you decide to have a family and get married and shit, you got to be Superman, bro. You got to be. You got to make that shit happen, bro. Because them kids they didn't ask to be here. You got to be Superman, bro. So you can feel how you want to feel. Listen, if I was in your situation, all else fails, man, where you are, hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. Let me show you something. Hold on. Black mask. We throwing the ski mask on. Ski mask on, bro. Listen, we don't want to have to do it. We don't want to have to throw the ski mask on. We don't want to throw the ski mask on. But if we got to ski up to make sure them kids is fed, and trust me, that'll be the last. If all else fails, we going to go try to work at McDonald's. We going to do everything. We don't want to do none of that. But if it come down to that, if I got to see them kids and they got the shit right here in their eye, right here and shit like that, I don't know, you know. We're going to do something. We ain't going to be sitting in a hotel room twiddling our thumbs. I tell you that. Yo,
what's good, Mark? This is Matthew in Minneapolis.
What's up, man? Oh, this Mr. I want to take over UPS. I'm gonna outbid UPS. This you, right?
Yes.
Oh,
we had a really good conversation on today's Thursday, on Monday.
Yeah.
So, hey, and I listened to your show on Tuesday, right? Mm-hmm. And I want to actually sell you on a co-op idea, because remember, my enemy of my enemy is my friend. Remember how you broke down so eloquently that UPS corporate is causing a lot of friction with UPS drivers, and potentially with roadie gig drivers. You feel me? Like the giggers out here. Mm-hmm. So you remember how I would say, mind you, people that drive roadie, typically like myself, I would say 75% of us are not full-time drivers. I'd say 75% of us are part-time drivers, between, let's say, 15 and 30 hours a week, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I would say things I would sell you on a co-op today. I would say, look, because of what's happening in this silent war that's creating, you know what I mean? There's a lane for us. To get ahead. And I would say, do you pay yourself retirement? Do you have health insurance? You feel me? Mm-hmm. How have you been able to negotiate rates with roadie? Because you can't negotiate rates with roadie, right?
Okay.
And we can't. Again, 100 drivers is nothing in the scheme of things. But if you have 100 drivers that are somewhat working in unison, it becomes a different story. And then I got another question for you too, Big Mark. I'm doing a roadie right now. It's only 2 hours and 30 minutes, and it's $95. I'm picking up for edible arrangements. Mm-hmm. I just got a pickup from a suburb in Minneapolis, Anoka, and they actually want me to head down your way to Bolingbrook. It's $292, but then
to come from Minnesota to Bolingbrook.
Yes, yep. To go, yep.
You gonna do it?
I think I am, because I think what I'm gonna do.
Hold on, bro.
Well, hold on. I think I'm gonna do it.
Hell no, bro. That's fucking 8 hours, bro.
So it's a 6 hour. It's 5 hours and 45 minutes.
I've made that drive, bro. I made that drive. It's about 7 hours, bro. 7.5 hours.
Romeoville, bro.
Huh?
My old lady used to live in Romeoville. It's a 6 hour drive from Minneapolis.
Well, you flying like a motherfucker. You speeding then.
82 miles an hour on cruise control. You
speeding.
But you got to be careful, because you know how it is in Wisconsin,
you speeding.
Bro. You know the state.
You're speeding. 82 miles an hour, bro. That's speeding. You going at least 15 miles over the speed limit, bro.
But once you get to Beloit, you good. You just got to be careful, because you know the.
Bro, when you cross the Illinois border, it's 55 miles an hour, bro. And then when you get towards the city, it's 45 miles an hour.
But don't nobody. It don't be no Illinois State Patrol.
Oh, okay. Until it is. All right, bet. do your thing, bro. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck if it was 6 hours. That's $282 to come from Minneapolis. What you bringing?
I'm gonna bring so the car I be gigging in is an 06 Land Rover, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna see if my mother. I'm gonna kick my mother like 40. See if I can use her. She owes 2020 my Acura MDX. And I think it's a Printer too. What am I bringing?
Bro, that motherfucker a gas guzzler.
I know.
And then your better option is a crossover.
Yeah, my mother just to borrow. I'm borrowing a crossover for the 292 because I don't want to deadhead all those miles back from Bolingbrook to Minneapolis. What I'm gonna
How
do
much
is
you
I'm gonna
think you
turn on a
finna make,
roadie app.
bro? You finna get her 40 plus the fuel plus the deadhead. What you think you finna make, bro? For you said you gonna take you 6 hours each way.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
for
then
12
what I'm gonna
hours,
do
what you think?
is
This what I'm saying, y'all. This y'all competition, and y'all be complaining about cheap freight and all this shit. What I talked about the desperation, the disparity. See, this is why I be telling people, like, y'all be worried about other people. Other people gonna do what other people gonna do. That's why I don't worry about other people. Go ahead, talk to me, big dog. So you finna drive 12 hours round trip for how much? What you gonna make out the deal? One what?
You right.
No. I want you to do it. I need you to do things like that. This is why I be messing with, because y'all be like, to me, I don't listen. Do what you want to do, punk.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking it's not even worth it if I don't catch nothing on the roadie app from Madison heading back back west.
You see how crazy that
Like,
sound? You see how crazy that sound? What you just said? If I don't catch nothing, you hear the uncertainty in that? That's a lot of uncertainty. You already operating. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, like a crackhead, off the strength of even considering doing this shit, and then you dealing with a high level of uncertainty on the comeback and on the way. Like you saying, man, hopefully I could catch something. Like, bro, I ain't never trying to operate off no hope.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I don't know, man.
Man, why y'all just don't go get a job, bro? Like this can't be life, bro, for y'all. I don't like what the chicks say now, man. I don't like that for you. I don't like.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I don't like that for you, bro. I don't like the fact that you willing to drive 12 hours for like $100, bro. On the real.
Yeah, no, yeah, I can cancel the order. I was just thinking, like, man, what
You finna cancel the order because I just made fun of you, bro. When the first thing I asked you was you gonna do it, you say, I think so. I think I am. You was real.
Yeah, I think I am. Because here's how my mind thinks, right? Like, Chicago my second home anyway. Like, if
Chicago can't be your second home because that ain't no hustler mindset, bro.
Just hear me out.
All right.
See, if I had my cargo van, right?
Yeah.
And if I was more advanced in my business, if I had a load board, I'd be able to probably catch something back. Probably something from Chicago to Beloit, then something from Madison to Minneapolis. But I don't have.
What you mean
I don't
catch
have what I
something,
need to
bro?
have in
Like,
place
what you mean
yet.
catch? That's like a hope. You hoping something come through for you, right?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say again, Mark.
You said when you say I hope I catch something, that's
yeah. Like on a load board or opportunity. But again,
they got load boards for cars.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have it because I don't have my cargo van. That's what I was saying.
So what you gonna catch, bro? I'm trying to figure out. We dealing in the this goes to we can't shoulda. See, my mama would say shoulda, coulda, woulda. Like you ain't got a cargo van, so why are we talking about if? If was a spliff, we'd be all fucked up. We got to talk about reality. That's why I be trying to tell y'all, focus on reality, bro.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
You ain't got a cargo van. So you going to do all this driving in a car.
And you're right.
And for what?
Gas to Chicago is going to be $85, $90 in my mother's vehicle. So you're right. So I'm losing that $292 is looking like $75 after all my costs. And for 12 hours, you're right. That might not be worth it. I can cancel it out.
Might not be.
It's not. It might be.
This man finna be driving.
It.
I think we finna get snow. Like this motherfucker gonna be on the highway in a snowstorm. Is it supposed to snow?
Yeah, it is. Yep, we just snowstorm just left Minneapolis. It's left the Twin Cities. I think it's coming y'all way. Yep.
Coming our way. So you finna do all that in a like for what? For $100? If that? Come on, big dog. It can't. Come on, bro. Like, come on. This can't be life.
Yeah, I think I got enticed. They did say
I got a song. I gotta play a song for you, bro. I gotta play a song.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I play a song for you, bro? Pause.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because there's a song that just popped to my mind right there. When you said that, give me 1 second. Give me a second. I just want to play a song. This can't be life for you, big dog.
No, I hear you, King. I hear you.
This can't be life.
Yeah.
I don't like that for you, big dog. I
No,
just
I
had
hear
to
you.
play
I
a
hear you.
song for you. I just wanted to really set the mood, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? This can't be life, bro.
No, that's real. I think I got in because this is the largest amount I've ever seen on GoShare. I was like, oh, $292.
So just because it was the largest amount you've seen, that means it was going to be profitable for you?
No. I know it wasn't.
What are we talking about, bro?
No. I saw that I was like, okay, 64 cents a minute overtime, but the project has to exceed 466 minutes. So, but you're right. Whether all that is not worth it. I could easily hit this cancel button. The start time would have been at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And it says 6 hours and 20 minutes, 432 miles. From Anoka, Minnesota to Bolingbrook, Illinois. It's one printer. It's a printer, so they must need it.
I remember doing a job for a customer here in Chicago. My company hired my company to take a box about that big. I swear for God on everything I love.
Okay.
And I think I told this story. The guy literally was crying. The driver I sent, I paid him 33% of what I charged the customer. You know what I charged the customer to take a box from Chicago to Minnesota?
$1,200.
I told the story before. Huh?
$1,200? I wasn't listening to you back then.
$650.
$1,200.
$650.
Oh, $650. Okay.
So that had to be maybe like 2016, maybe.
Okay.
So, because I calculated my cost, right? I calculated my cost, and I knew what was going to cost me. What I charged them, we took about a third of that. The company made about a third of that.
Yep. Would you suggest that I call the customer right now and try to negotiate above the 292? Or do
Why would you be unethical?
Yeah, because GoShare would kick me off the app. Yep. Well, it's just drivers are probably going to start canceling this. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm going to cancel this.
No. Drivers ain't. Somebody going to take it because you took it. The whole purpose of you calling here is to see what I was going to say about it.
Yeah, no, I wanted to get your advice.
Yeah, you already took it. If I would have never went live, or if I would have never answered your call, you would have did that. Because you already accepted it.
But it's easy to cancel it, and it's like one of them 24-hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
GoShare, I thought you got to cancel it. I thought you couldn't cancel it within 24 hours.
No, GoShare is a little different. GoShare is a little, and I think they understand probably.
Man, don't nobody understand. Listen, as a man, you do what you say you're gonna do. If I tell you I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Even if I jump the gun, and I'm not saying do this, but this is how we look at it. This is how real men and real businessmen look at it. All right. If this is something you accepted and you gave me your word, then stand on your word. And that's why they penalize you. That because you get an option to overlook the specifications before you accept something. You accepted it because you said that was the most money you ever seen. You saw 292, and because that was a large number for you, you didn't take the time to calculate the cost. You just jumped at the fact out of desperation.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing it could be. And this is why I'll be kicking it with y'all the way I be kicking it with y'all. And a lot of, and it's people that get their feelings hurt and then they get upset. But I don't be saying nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Everything you just did was out of desperation. You can't operate a business out of desperation.
Yeah.
Because you're going to make irrational decisions.
Yeah. No, I appreciate your insight, Mark. You feel me? That's why I was like, let me call Mark. I said, hold on, let me call in, let me tell him. You know what I'm saying? I got receipts too, I got screenshots, but I do understand what you're saying. You know, a man, anything a man does should be everything a man does, and everything a man does should be anything. Our word is important, but I can't, like you said, I can't lose money. It ain't just, it's GoShare. GoShare is probably getting $500 for this.
It don't matter what they getting. See, I don't like when people do that. I hate when people do that, bro. It don't matter what they getting. That's their business. You can't do business with who they do business with, because if you could do business with who they do business with, you'll be doing business with who they do business with. I hate when a motherfucker count another person's pockets, bro. That shit, I hate it. I don't worry about what other people get.
Risk, though.
You can't worry about what another person get. I hate when that sucker shit, bro. That's a sucker move.
I hear you on that.
It don't matter what they get. Who cares what they get? That's their business. It's their business.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying? You can't never you focusing on what another man gets. I hate when people do it. When people do it, I'm saying you could do it, but just don't do it around me, bro.
Yeah.
We don't count other men's pockets. We don't worry about what other people get. If there's layers in between me and whoever, I don't worry about what those layers are getting. Why? Because whatever is getting presented to me, I got an option, yay or nay. I'm not gonna be like, well, man, I don't like that because y'all probably getting 300-400. That's whole shit, man. It's a sucker shit. We don't do that, bro. If you want to be the man, be the man. But guess what? You don't have the resources to be the man. The reason why they the man is because they have the resource and they have the infrastructure to be the man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't got the co-op yet. That is true, Mark. Right.
Don't worry about what other people get, bro. For real. That's sucker shit, bro. I never worried about what a 3PL made, bro. I was worried about the 50% that they was giving me. I already know they making money. All right, so boom, they giving me 50%. Can I make shit shake with the 50% they offering me? Yeah, I can make shit shake. Can I make shit shake with this 50%? No, I can't make shit shake. Man, y'all you giving us 500, but they paying y'all 1,000. But man, we all the costs, I'm paying all the labor and the fuel and the maintenance. Bro, the reason why they getting 50% is because they got infrastructure that I don't have. They have relationships that I don't have. They're in the part of the logistics industry, and they can provide a service that I can't provide. They can provide national final mile delivery. If they never said that they have to supply the vehicles, they just say, yo, we can provide it. So who am I to dictate or count their pockets? I hate when like that's some men don't do that. Businessmen don't do that. Wow, we got an option, yay or nay. If you want to cut the competition, if you want to step on the middleman, then you got to become the middleman. Can you become the middleman?
Absolutely, yeah, I can become the middleman.
So you got enough money to build infrastructure across the country on a national level, warehousing on a national level. Supply the warehousing with all the equipment, the racking system, the forklifts, the warehouse management software, the employment, account managers, operations managers for every account. You got the budget to send salespeople out to retailers to make presentations so that you can bring more business in. You got all this money. You got billions and billions of dollars, right?
Yep.
I
don't. No, I don't. I see what you're saying.
Okay, so so why are you worrying about the infrastructure of the middleman and you can't even compete or replace the middleman?
Yeah. If $200 more was added on to that 292,
I don't care about it. If, bro, see, you hoping and man, Joe, bro, if ain't reality, bro. Like you hoping for some shit. See, that's that. Like everything you saying is screaming desperation, bro. If they just gave me 200 more, they're not giving you 200 more.
Yeah.
Move on, bro.
Yeah. And do you think when I claim this on my taxes, of course, you know what I'm saying, when I count the deadhead, the 67 cents the government give me, do you think maybe that's an argument that I'll realize benefit during tax time? You know what I mean? If I were to do it, you know what I mean? Like, of course, I'm getting, 424
if you do,
miles.
You're going to lose. So, yeah, you're going to write off. This is going to be a complete loss. You're going to write it off. Like, if you do, you're going to absolutely lose. So, yeah, of course, you'll be able to write it off. It's a loss.
Yeah.
Why would you do it? The desperation that I hear in what you're saying now, you're not in a position to take any losses based on the conversation that we having.
Yeah, you're right.
You looking at
You're right.
$292. I'm looking at the cost that it's going to take to make that $292. I'm looking at the cost.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the time.
Yep.
Dude,
Yep.
I've made more than $200 right now on this channel. And I've only been live 2 hours. And this stream has made more than $200. And I'm not saying that to be funny, but I'm just putting something in light for you. You're gonna drive 7.5 hours to Chicago, to Bolingbrook from Minnesota, drop something off in a fucking snowstorm, and then I don't know how long it's gonna take you to get back. But let's say the snowstorm goes the other way, another 6.5 hours. All right, so 14 hours. 13, 14 hours for $292. You got to pay your mama for the fucking car because you got a Land Cruiser, right? So you got to get a smaller car. You're going to pay her. You're going to put the fuel in there. And then you're going to calculate your time plus whatever unforeseen situations that may arise because you might come into a snowstorm.
Yeah. That's true.
For $292.
Yeah.
Does that sound desperate to you, or I don't?
Yeah, no, it does sound desperate. I mean, I you know me, it that's like this is my thing. I need to like, it's like, Mark, I'm doing 1,000 things, but I can only do 300 of them well, so I need to cut the other 700 of those things down, right? And so my goal, right, and I've written it on my vision board. I need to finance a cargo van that's between like 15 and 25,000. Then I'll be, like I said, I was telling my plan, I'll be able to secure larger contracts, whether through direct shippers, load boards, dedicated routes, gigging. You know what I'm saying? When you have a cargo van, you can get to a different premium of gigs that pay more for your vehicle type, right? So it's just, that's I'm really banking on getting a Sprinter. You know what I mean? That's what I'm waiting on.
Looks sound like you got a lot of work to do then, big dog.
No, I do.
I think you got a lot of work to do, and you need to start calculating costs and stop, being desperate and making decisions based out of desperations. I also think you need to deal a little bit more in reality. I know y'all get gassed up by some of these content creators over on TikTok and Instagram and shit. Y'all be having these big hopes, and then y'all be like, "Oh, he hating, man." I'm not hating. I'm just being honest with you. Like, the reason why y'all can't get ahead is because you don't deal in reality. All right, like, life is about choices and decisions. You got to take steps. Like, my first step is not competing against UPS. Your first step is competing against UPS, bro. You want to compete against a company that's been a dominating force for fucking decades. These motherfuckers have global infrastructure, bro. Global. These motherfuckers got jets, fucking boats, rail, trucks, warehouses, terminals, cross docks. In the conversation you had the other day, you want to go to another company, Delta, and try to take Delta away from UPS. And you don't even have a cargo van. You see how crazy that sounds to me? But then when I say shit like that, people are like, "Man, Mark, you a hater." How am I a hater? Like, dude, you gotta cross your T. Like, you gotta start at the bottom. Man, let me make a plan to get a cargo van.
No, that's fair. And I do take that. But no, it ain't no but. It ain't. You're right, Mark. I will just add this. I will say this. If it was 1851, right? You feel me? And we was in the South, right?
Yeah.
And we would say, we gonna get free one day. We absolutely gonna get free one day. So I may not have the plan and the strategy on how we're gonna get free, but I am gonna get free, and I do believe that, right? And it's important to have that level of confidence and belief.
You free, bro. You free. It's just you thinking. Because I hate to say it, because to some people it comes off as hate, but it's not. I can't think about taking over UPS until I you got to take steps.
I got to crawl before I walk.
You got to take steps, bro. You talking about taking account from Delta from UPS, and you ain't even got a cargo van.
That's fair.
You see what I'm saying? So like,
that's fair.
I wouldn't even
That's fair.
at this point with my knowledge and in the industry, like I wouldn't even be thinking about. I wouldn't even want to. No, bro. That shit is the last company that has been able to rise any close as XPO. XPO hasn't been around that long. XPO is not even older than me.
Yep.
XPO started as another company. I forget what they started as back in 89, 90. They became XPO in 2000.
Okay.
And from 2000 until now, they made hella strides. During my peak years is when I saw the growth of XPO because they started buying a lot of final mile private companies that I was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? They saw the evolution of e-commerce before anybody else did. And this is a big part of why they're the third largest logistics company in the world.
Yep.
UPS, FedEx, and XPO, right? They've surpassed companies that have been in business for a century. Look at Yellow. They're gone now. They've been in business for 100 years. Right?
Yeah, yep.
But I see what they had to do to get to this point. I seen the infrastructure. I seen the investment, the VC money. I've seen the pulling people from different industries and executives over to help get them to where they are. The acquisitions to kind of bolster and get them to where they are. So like I dream and things like that, like a lot of people, but not so much, bro. I deal in reality. I focus on what I can control, bro. And as I take these steps and I keep doing that, I keep going that. If I ever live to a point where I can get to that point, then yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I focus on one thing at a time, what's in front of me. Like you say, you got 700 things. That's another thing. Y'all try to do 1,000,001 things. Airbnb, Toro, box truck business, this, that, because somebody told you that you got to have multiple streams of income. And, you know, that can be true. But you can only master one thing at a time. How can you master 8, 9, 700 things in your case at a time? You can't, bro.
That's true. That's true.
In order to master one, you got to focus on it, which means you're going to have to sacrifice a bunch of other things, bro.
That's real.
That's the thing with this. Like, I could tell you watch a lot of people. I can hear it all in your shit.
I ain't got no problem telling people I Gig Knowledge, Stick With Us, the Gig Geezer, like, yeah.
I mean, I heard of some of these guys. I think the Gig Geezer reached out for me to come on the show. I think I declined it at the time. But you know, bro, I focus on one thing at a time, bro. Now I'm older than you, but not too much older than you. But so I have systems that have already been placed for years. All right. I know you trying to get started, but when I was getting started, I wasn't trying to do 700 things like you say at one time. I was focusing on one thing every single day, bro. Every single day. One thing every single day. Every single day, bro. Like y'all want to get to the promised land tomorrow. And that shit ain't, I'm just being honest with you, it ain't gonna work like that, bro. And I see the older motherfucker get, the more anxious they get. But just if you older, you just gotta accept the fact that, yo, you older, whatever you was doing the last 10, 15 years, you gotta take that out your brain and you still gotta take one step at a time, big dog.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? So that shit ain't gonna happen overnight.
No, that's real. That's real. Hey, Mark, how I build with you? What's your email, bro? I want to build with you offline on some stuff too. Because it's hard to get all your one-on-one.
Hey, big dog, what you mean you want to build with me offline, bro? What that means?
Man,
I don't understand what that means.
I want to talk. This is what I want to talk with you about, Mark. What's the plan to get to a $250,000 revenue-based cargo van business in Minneapolis? That's what I want to talk about.
You're gonna need multiple vans. Like, bro, I don't know. You was the guy the other day that says you want to make 300 in one van, right? And I said, dude, you crazy. No, bro, 250 is crazy. 250 is crazy. You need to be looking at more like a buck. A buck is a challenge.
What?
Bro, I don't deal in dreams, bro. I deal in reality.
And yeah,
I don't deal with
are
dreams.
medical.
300,000 in the cargo van is a dream. 250 in the cargo van is a dream. Reality is more like a buck, and that's a feat.
Okay.
I don't fuck with you. Fuck what you heard.
Yeah.
And anybody that told you that, the number is 312-772-5483.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
I bet you they won't call this motherfucker and justify how the fuck you can make $300 motherfucking $1,000 in a goddamn cargo van unless you move in the dope.
No, none of that. None of that.
So if we gonna deal in reality, let's deal in reality. A buck, and that's a challenge.
No, that's yeah.
So you want to talk to me offline about making $250 in one van? I don't want to have that conversation. We can have that conversation here. Not likely.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, yes. And I'm not saying that the other people, the other content creators.
I don't know who told you that. I don't know who told you that. But whoever told you that, I would love to have a conversation with them. You know me, I'm looking for it. I love having debates, bro. But nobody want to debate me no more. I think I'm fucking it up for a lot of these guys. That's why they don't like me. I'm fucking it up because they can't sell these courses and because it's this Mark nigga, man. This nigga is. And then niggas believe
they just make it seem like it's easy to make like 175 in revenue.
How?
Like
how? Tell me how. How did they tell you can do it in a van?
So what they do is use a number like so. It's doing medical, right? Radio pharmacy, lab samples, lab specimens, right? It's using some gig, but not gigging get off. It's getting dedicated contracts, right? You know what I mean? And I think some of them say like, look, you might have to run 6 days, 7 days a week, but you might not have a five.
Okay,
5 day
so
work.
what does an average medical contract pay per day or per stop?
Per day?
Yeah.
Let's say $25 per stop.
Are you sure, bro?
Actually, I don't know.
I know you don't know.
I'm just actually.
Average medical supply contract payer in the realm of like $1,500 to like $2,200 on the high end. $1,500, $2,000 average a week.
Okay, and that's
so do the math on that, bro. Do the math on that.
Yep.
If these contracts, bro, you're 40 years old, bro.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you heard if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. I know you don't hear it a lot no more, but you know, you 40, so that means your parents is boomers, right?
Yep.
You've heard that before, right? If motherfuckers was making $250,000, $300,000 in a cargo van, don't you think you would know? You think a lot more motherfuckers would be doing it?
I do.
It would be all over the internet because you know motherfuckers can't keep their mouth closed. Because when motherfuckers was making money during the pandemic, they couldn't keep their mouth closed, and that's why everybody came in, right?
Yeah, that's how everybody came in.
So if a motherfucker was able to do over $250,000 or $250,000 in a cargo van,
yeah,
I think you would know. I don't deal in fantasy land, big dog. I deal in reality.
No,
so you want to do $250,000, you're gonna need a couple vans, like I said.
Okay, that's fair. But I'm just saying, don't you believe you can revenue in a sedan? You can be a medical carrier and revenue in a sedan like 100. You know what I mean? Like,
where you hear that from?
I mean, I've heard that
from where?
Buddy from Baltimore.
Who's that? I don't know these people.
Yeah.
So somebody told you can make $100,000 in a car doing what?
Nobody. Medical courier. No one told me that. No one
Then why you just said you heard? You just said I heard.
No, from Buddy from Baltimore. You just said
now you said nobody told you, but now it's Buddy from Baltimore. Which is it, big dog? Listen, you can speak freely. You talking to Big Mark? Ain't nobody gonna.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Ain't nobody gonna fuck with you, big dog.
No, it seems like they say there are different classifications of what your ceiling could be for your revenue, and they say like you said, 1,500 times 52 weeks, right? And let's assume that's a 40-hour work week. You know what I'm saying? From stop to stop. drive time included. Let's say that's what that is. And some, of course, in a market like
yeah, okay. if you could make $100,000 in your car, why you ain't doing it?
Because my Land Rover's a 06 and I don't want to go buy a brand new car.
Why you ain't doing it in your Land Rover? If you can make $100,000 in your car, why you just don't do it in the car you got?
Because the reason I have a good answer for that, Mark. If I focus on getting a cargo van that has all-wheel drive, that's a 2500.
Okay, so don't you think that if you can make $100,000 in your car, don't you think that would help you get the cargo van?
No, it would, but I don't want to get a note. I don't owe anything on my Land Rover right now. It's all paid.
Oh, don't you think if you can make $100,000 in your car and you don't have a note, that would help you get the cargo van that you want?
No. I'm agreeing with you, but my car. So part of the reason I can't get a lot on like Cinetex, SDS, a lot of these medical couriers, they want your car to be like a 2010 and newer. It's a 06. You feel me? It's a 06. Okay. And plus, I shouldn't really be like a point you was making earlier. This is a gas. This is a gas guzzler. You feel me? It's a huge gas guzzler. You feel me?
Man, you got to make the shape. It's paid for, so you alleviate some of the costs because it's paid. I mean, some of the costs are being alleviated because it's paid for. So whatever extra you paying in the gas, it's like it's cross canceling itself out because you ain't got a note, and it's a 06, so your insurance is probably low. I think that's excuses. Where I come from, we use what we have. When I got started, I had an Avalanche, which is not even a full bed. The bed in those Avalanches and those Escalade EXTs wasn't a full bed like a Silverado or F-150 or a Ram. I had to make shit shake with what I had. You dig what I'm saying? And until I got up out of it, and I made that shit shake. If you got a paid off piece of equipment that's older, with your insurance is lower, you may pay a little bit more in the gas, but you paying a little bit less in insurance, and then you don't have a note. All I hear is excuses, and you got something that you can still make some shit shake. That goes back to what I'm saying. Like, bro, I don't understand. Like, I come from a place where we make some shit shake. We use what we got until we can get something else better, bro. So if you can make $100,000 in your car, then you would be making $100,000 in your car, bro. I ain't the type of motherfucker if you come tell me some shit, that if that shit don't make sense, I'm gonna tell you. If you can make 100 in your car, you be making 100 in your car.
Revenue. I see what you're saying. Revenue. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's just I know you're right, and I got to get hungry before I get this cargo van because I already know, you're right. I got work to do, Mark. Blank period.
I don't know. Y'all want shit easy, bro. And then you just proving everything I be talking about. Y'all just want shit handed to you. You telling me about you could make this in the car. You got a car, but now, it's a gas guzzler. You ain't got a note. And it's the oldest motherfucker. So the insurance ain't like, if you really wanted it, if it was really true and you could do it, you be doing it.
Yeah.
Like, what you talking about, bro?
That's fair. That's fair.
We come on, bro. You supposed to be. Come on, big dog. Like, I don't know. I just don't know with y'all, bro. And you an older guy, bro. You 40. Like, bro, this is a conversation I'll be expecting to have with a 26-year-old. Some shit like that, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
No, y'all let social media fucking y'all up, bro. These fucking fairy tales and shit, bro.
Yeah,
these motherfuckers is fucking y'all up with these big ass numbers and these fucking schemes and these fairy tales, and y'all believe, and then y'all gotta come over here and then I gotta be the bad guy and say, well, if you could do it, why you ain't doing it? And tell you it ain't realistic. Because if everybody was doing, if it was that sweet, then everybody would be doing it.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real.
Not that sweet.
Yeah.
Things that are sweet, everybody does. When the trucking shit was sweet, everybody was doing it.
Yep.
Because it was easy. An idiot could do it at a high cost and still be profitable because it was easy. As soon as it became normal again, all the people fell off and everybody's complaining about it. When something's too good to be true, those few little instances of once upon a lifetime or once in a lifetime, when things are a lick, this is what we're going to call a lick. Trust me.
Yeah.
Everybody will be doing it.
Yeah.
When the
Oh, that's
gig
real.
economy was a lick, everybody was doing it. People was quitting their jobs.
Yeah.
You see a bunch of content creators. Everybody was running up. As soon as that became normal and that bubble burst, you don't see everybody talking about it. You don't see people doing it no more. You see what I'm saying? It's a wrap. During the pandemic, when the free money was out there and everybody was getting unemployment in 5 and 6 different states, right?
Yep.
Motherfuckers was running up a bag. Did you see motherfuckers running up a bag in Minnesota? Was the Somalians? The Somalians had the ring up there. They was running it up.
They got the starving our children.
When it was sweet, it was did motherfuckers take advantage of it? All right then.
Yeah.
So don't you think if it was sweet, motherfuckers would be taking advantage of it?
Yeah.
All right then. So like I'm from the old school, bro. What's known don't need to be explained. If shit sound too good to be true, it is, bro. I'm never finna. If something sounds too good to be true, in my lifetime, it's always been too good. It just is.
Yeah. No, that's real. Well, no, I mean, I'm definitely not finna come slide down to Bolingbrook because I don't want to make $75 off of $292 because then
That's
I'm really
what you want to do, bro.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do, bro. Don't let me stop you. I mean, if you feel like if you need that $60, man, go make shit shake. If that's $75, if you got to drive 12 hours for $75 or $100, that's what you got to do.
Yeah. Well, it is, but the thing is, and what the point which you're ultimately making, and what I hear, because I do hear you, Mark, and I am listening to you, is that doesn't get me quicker to my cargo van. What gets me quicker is making sound decisions, right? And I'm doing a roadie right now. That's paying me $94 for 4 deliveries. That's gonna be done in 2 hours and 35 minutes. That's smart. Those are the type of decisions I should make it. So I am listening to you, and I do hear what you're saying. I always be having wishful thinking, like, I'm finna catch some. Mark finna pick up the phone and call one of his connects, and I'm gonna get something
with
for
these
Lloyd,
hopes and these wishes and these dreams, bro.
and then get to Madison, and then bro, I'm gonna turn on the Roadie app, and they get like a $150 Madison order going to Minneapolis.
Wishing, bro. Stop wishing.
Yeah,
you keep saying
real.
wish, hope, dream, bro. That's why you took a order from fucking Minneapolis to Chicago for $292.
Yeah, that's real.
You in La La Land, bro. Like we don't dwell in La La Land, bro. We dwell in reality.
Yeah. No, that's real.
Stop wishing. And just make smart decisions. Yo, this shit ain't working. This shit ain't worth it. This shit is worth it. Maybe say, you know what? I want to get closer to the cargo van. Let me go get a job, and then let me supplement that with the gig on the side. Let me go get something stable.
Yeah, no, that's real.
You see what I'm saying? Like if you really wanted a cargo van, you go get a cargo van, bro.
No, you real.
You dig what I'm saying? Like, yo, but the way you going about shit, man, nigga, you gonna be working for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
and you gonna be trying to figure out, man, why shit ain't working out for you because you listening to all this dumbass shit from whatever you told me on the internet, bro. Like, stop listening to these people that sell. Matter of fact, keep listening to them. I don't give a fuck, to be honest with you. But the shit that you told me just don't make any sense. And if something sounds too good to be true, it is, bro. Like this 300,000 in a cargo van, this shit is not real, bro. It's ill. A box truck that's working very, very hard consistently, that's doing good consistently week in and week out, is barely cracking 250.
Okay.
So how the fuck is a cargo van gonna make $3?
Yeah.
Why would a contractor, a 3PL, pay you an exorbitant rate? You know how you can make a 300? You gotta get a contract delivering organs.
Yeah.
Or you delivering dope. And not the pharmaceutical dope. The other dope. The shit that's illegal. If you not moving, if you ain't one of them vans that got clearance that can put the sirens on and run red lights, one of them white and baby blue, I forget what they call them, live organ delivery. If you ain't one of them, then this is no. Now them vans, yeah. Why? Because you got a live organ in there. You got clearances. You can run red lights. You can speed. You got a live organ. You know how much a motherfucker paying to get a live organ move like that?
Probably a lot of money.
A lot of fucking money, bro.
A lot of money. Yeah.
And you don't see them vans too often. And every
No, you
time I
don't.
see one, it's the same fucking company.
Yeah,
You know
I
why?
got you.
Because the barrier to entry is really, really high, and most people can't get in. The certifications that you need, right?
Yep.
The insurance.
Yep.
That's why every time I see one, it's always the same company.
Yeah.
All right. So things that pay really, really well aren't that prevalent. And there's a reason why. A big part of me not being misled in life, I think, is because of my upbringing and listening to my OG and my grandma and my uncles and shit. I don't get misled, bro. If something sounds too good to be true, it is. I can watch shit on the internet all day and be like, that's bullshit. It's just like just Ponzi schemes from back in the day when you used to watch TV. This is the new version of Ponzi schemes, bro. Except it ain't on TV no more in the middle of the night. Or it ain't motherfucker coming to your door trying to get you to fucking sell a Kirby vacuum cleaner. Remember Kirby vacuums back in the day, and you sell them and then you'd get or motherfucking what was the other shit back in the day? The little Ponzi triangle shit. You sign up, you pay, and then you invite people up under you, and then you get
network marketing. Network
and
marketing.
all that Ponzi shit back in the day, bro. This is all the motherfuckers that's selling you this shit. It's just a new version of that. They gassing you up because they know people are desperate. They make shit out to be better and sound better than what it really is because they know majority of the people are struggling and destitute and desperate. They buy into it. They utilize the words that you use. Notice you use hope a lot. You use wish, hope, if. I don't use those fucking words. I don't wish nothing. And then they get you to buy into that off your desperation. They making the money. Off your desperation. Alongside ignorance.
Yeah.
It's just like 3-card money. The same goofy motherfuckers that's on the strip. Middle Americans. See a motherfucker. The same motherfucker winning. Some random white man or white lady that look goofy. It ain't a brother or somebody that's urban. They make a goofy looking motherfucker win, but they ain't on the scheme. Here come your goofy ass thinking it's sweet. And they let you win the first one, they let you win the second one. Man, doubling up. We giving money away, giving the money away. Motherfucker go from a smile to a stone face. Where's that? Motherfucker ain't there, none of them. They done took all your shit. And then after they took your shit, they walk off. Game over. You was the vic.
Yep.
Same shit. Motherfucker, you think a motherfucker just out on the fucking strip and just giving money away, just moving the shit slow for some goofy motherfucking tourist from Australia looking motherfucker? Hell no. Oh yeah, we giving money away. You some random man just standing out there just giving money away. Fuck out of here. And goofy motherfuckers fall for that shit every time I'm in Vegas.
Every time,
Am I never enticed to play? Hell no, because I already know the lick. I see everybody that's working. I see the man on security. I already know that motherfucker in. The motherfucker that's over there in on it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to critically think no more, Mark. That's what it is.
You gonna have to get to work, big dog. I mean, shit. That's all you gotta do. Go to work. Why you just don't go get a job and then do the gigging on the side?
Yeah. Yeah, no. I just don't want to. I want to do for myself what I've done. I've had jobs in my
Do
whole
for
life.
yourself. Working a job is doing for yourself. It's being responsible, taking care of yourself.
That's true. Yeah.
Here's the thing, bro. I don't know what part of the show you came in on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like, you know, I think in the industry that you in, it's just a cesspool of competition, bro. And the rates are going to continue to get lower. And the money that you thinking you making, you're not really making that. You just the instant liquidity is what gets y'all. But as it comes in, it goes right back out, and you never get ahead. Does that feel like what's going on with you right now?
Yeah, that's exactly.
And it's the reason why, because as it comes in, you're replacing what it's costing you to do the shit. And in the time that there's nothing going on, or you're going into the store, you're waiting in line to get the orders, they don't have the shit ready, they're pulling the shit for you, then you got to push the shit out, load it in your car, drive, then unload it, then go to the next stop, then wait on a Bing, go to the store, they don't got the order, wait on it. Like, that's like, bro, y'all don't calculate all that. Y'all get excited over the instant liquidity. You cash out at the end of the day. They charge you for that, and then you spend a major portion of that because the money you made, and you're replacing what it costs you to do the shit. And then you're paying bills, and then it's back to square one the next day. The grind, the hustle to cover the cost and a little bit extra to pay whatever you need to pay.
Yeah.
So
well, appreciate the insight, Mark, always. I'm not finna slide down to Bolingbrook. You right about that.
If that's what you want to do it.
Yeah.
If you want to come
no.
12 hours for about $100, do your thing, big dog. Don't listen.
Yeah.
Don't let me stop you, pimp.
No. It's just not the smart thing to do. That's why. So appreciate the insight, though. Always, though. You already know I'm gonna call in and pick your brain and how you drop that knowledge. Then so. Yeah.
All right, big dog.
All right, big dog. Yep, peace.
Yep. Yo.
Oh, man.
What's up?
Man, I'm listening about girl, man. I'm like, man, it's crazy, bro. Why you don't just get a cargo van, bro? How much is a cargo van?
I don't know. I ain't in the market for no cargo van. Shit. I don't know.
Crazy.
Probably 20 grand, 25 grand. So
you can get some of them cheaper than that, but man, that's crazy.
I
don't know, man. This generation is, I don't know, bro. It's crazy. I see you. I don't know you do this with these guys, man.
I mean, it's cool to me. I just be chilling. I just talk, do my little few hours a day. It's my little hobby. I do it, you know, and I go on about my business. I don't. Sometimes
Crazy change his name in the chat.
I don't even know his name in the chat, to be honest with you. I don't know his name in the chat. I don't know his name in the chat. I think he might have mentioned it. I forgot, bro. So I don't know.
Nah, but it's wild, man. It's wild. A lot of these guys don't calculate a lot of stuff. That's why they lose so much money. They look at the big numbers. They see 1,500 and they run with that. They don't do the breakdown.
Hey, life is about choices and decisions, man.
Mm-hmm.
Decisions. So you continue to make ignorant decisions, gonna suffer the consequences, man. I that's all I noticed for the past year. That's all I've been saying. Choices and decisions. I'm not finna like certain shit. I'm not finna go into explanations no more. Choices and decisions. Choices and decisions. Choices and decisions. You're gonna be faced with choices and decisions for the rest of your life. And the more you continuously make illogical decisions, the harder life is gonna be for you. If you fuck the bitch, oh, excuse my language. If you hit the chick and you don't put a protection on, she might burn you. Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? You might get her pregnant, and if you get burnt, you got to deal with the consequences. You dig what I'm saying? Shit, it might be something you can get fixed. It might not be something you can't. You dig what I'm saying? Choices and decisions. You
I know
dig?
what you're
If you
saying.
start a business and you work hard, like some of these people do, you save up your money, you come in and you don't calculate your costs and you fail, man, that's on you. Ain't no motherfucking way in the world I'm gonna sacrifice and then not calculate my costs. I have to win, bro. I gotta win. I need my money back. I'm not finna just be giving money away. I see people just give money away. Fuck it. I guess they want to be philanthropic and still be poor. If you want to be a philanthropist simultaneously while making yourself poor, I don't understand it. That's a choice. Do what you want to do, bro.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad, bro. It's worse now because they ain't got no money now. They ain't got no money now, and it's the broker thing is tightened up. There's a lot of more verification with box truck getting loads. I know that highway and RMIS now, it's just there's a lot more goes into getting a load now. They tighten up real good. I know the dispatcher. I think you gotta. I was speaking to someone. I think you gotta now have an MC number to be a dispatcher. I
I
think so.
Yeah. I think that started.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know if it
so
started, but
that
yeah.
that free just jump on the load board and just do that back in the days is over.
Mhm.
So a lot of those people back then that was making that money that would buy a truck and then the wife be the dispatcher. Like all of that stuff is done. It's over with. You know what I mean? So it's and a lot of the money that used to be here for the guys who aren't new coming in, they don't know to get that money because now there's so much vetting going on that it's hard. It's hard to make $2.50 a mile now. You know what I mean? So this is why TQL taking advantage of the new guys and giving them 3-4 loads and giving them $700 and people taking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But that's what happened when you come out here and you don't study this shit. You gotta study and know what's going on out here.
You gotta study it. You gotta have money. You gotta have money to be able to survive the that learning curve. It's a lot. People think this business shit is
I don't
sweet.
think they understand the money part of it. I think we talk about this all the time, man. We joke around. I show this all the time. The money really got to be there. It's not a joke. I got invoice I can show you. Just purchase a trailer because of trailer damage. I got 40 something pieces of appliance for Samsung. They said we got 3 days to take it off. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You told us about that last week.
So if you don't have the money to get rid of it from one trailer to a next trailer, and they got to send somebody to pick it up, they got to send a team with their equipment. Who you think they're gonna bill? They're gonna bill you.
Bill you, yeah.
You still gotta have the money. You know what I mean? So I think when you say money, I think they don't understand the figure of amount that you're talking about. I think they probably
I don't
talk
give a
like
figure
$200-$300.
I don't give a figure because
But maybe you need to break it down and tell
because
them like you really gotta have serious money put
you
aside.
can, but it's gonna be not realistic because there's so many people on Instagram and TikTok, even on YouTube, that's telling them they can do it with $5,000 and not to listen to me. So I just let them fail, bro, because I'm not finna be listen. I'm gonna say shit.
$5,000, $5,000.
Listen. If these people think they can start any business, especially a trucking business, for $5,000 or less, and they want to say I'm a hater because I said you can't, fuck it, let them be a hater because every person that thought it, you seen them, they had to come back up here and say, man, I fucked up. My bad. I didn't like you at first. I was sold a dream. I should have listened to you. I wish you. So fuck it, let them fail, bro. I'm not, because to me that's ignorant. A motherfucker that without listening to nobody, you should go do your due diligence. And then once you do your due diligence and you calculate the cost based on the research, and that's how you know most of these people didn't do any research. Once you do the research, you're gonna know it's not feasible. And if you don't think you need working capital, then you're a goddamn fool. So let a fool be a fool, bro. I'm not finna sit up here and give myself a headache over people who want to be sold a dream, want to continue to stay poor, because I'm not finna take
but
a nickel
even
and
to keep
gamble.
the dream alive, you still gotta have some type of
But
money.
business ain't. Listen, bro, this is real. It's business.
I
is
know, but
real.
I'm just saying,
It's not a
if it
fucking
was a
dream.
dream and you gotta keep it alive, you still gotta feed that dream.
You know how you
alive.
keep the dream alive? By proper preparation prevents poor performance. You got to follow the 5 P's. If you don't follow the 5 P's, then that's on you. See, I'm under the act, so I'm under the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I'm going to prepare properly, so I don't perform poorly. I'm not going to send myself off. If I know I got nickel and that nickel is a high likelihood that it is not giving me a strong chance, I'm not going to waste my nickel, because I could do something else with that. I could either keep stacking, or I could do something else with that that's more beneficial than me just gambling it away. And I know it after I've done my research. But most motherfuckers still going to do it because they desperate. It's like everybody like listen to him. Fuck it, I'm just going to wish and hope and wish and well. Bro, hoping and wishing ain't gonna make shit shake. What's gonna make shit shake is properly preparing, right? Properly preparing, so you can prevent poor performance. You can prevent yourself from failing. It's not realistic. It's not realistic, bro. So even with all the case studies that have come up, it's like still people continuously get sold as hope, because the hope and the dream and these guys that's telling them this, that, and the third, it sounds better than, nah, man, you need 30. 5 sounds better than 30. Why? Because 5 to these some of these motherfuckers is more realistic because it's closer than 30. And what comes along with getting to the 30 is something that they don't want to do in the first place, and that's work. And if you're not willing to work to get to the 30, when you get the business, you're probably not willing to work. If you're not eager before you get what you need to make money, I don't think you're going to be eager if I handed it to you. I could give you the truck. You should be your most eager is when you don't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, Kurt. You should be your most hungriest is when your back is against the wall.
Right.
If you're not that hungry when your back is against the wall, when you ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, you ain't gonna do shit. I could hand you a truck and you would fucking fail. That's why I let these motherfuckers just talk. And I know a motherfucker, when they come talk to me, he ain't gonna make it. Some motherfuckers I tell you they'll fail. Some motherfuckers I just let them talk, bro. Because I know what it take to make it.
Yeah.
Nigga, I was the most hungriest nigga when you don't have shit. That's when you the most hungriest.
I think some of these guys, I think maybe it's the internet probably cushion them and people around them cushion them, because a lot of them talk that business stuff, but it's like the drive is not there. The commitment, the patience, all of the stuff that we had back in the days, like you don't see these guys have it. I don't know what happened, but it's just not there. It's the even when you said that we bring up like I said you don't have any kids, and I'm like, and you said, well, if you had kids, even if you got to put the mask on and get it regardless of what, like they don't even understand what you're saying. You got to get it any means necessary.
Make me worse. I'm bad now.
Right. So they got the kids, and the kids are not giving them the drive to go get it. You see what I'm saying? So like there's something like nothing is giving you the drive. Like I don't get it. Nothing around you give you the drive.
So
you see what I'm saying? So
it is what it is. So
it's crazy, but I don't know, man. I think that I don't think it's ever gonna be changing. They don't understand business. They don't know business.
I'm glad that I came in when I did, because listen, Kurt, they can say what they want. But if I had to source, if this was the cesspool of people that I would need to work for me, if this is the mindset,
that's why
I saw it, and that's why I took the opportunity when I did. So
yeah, that's
say
why
what they want.
Yeah, right.
Because I would be fucked right now, bro. You think what I'm saying? Because this is what
you'd have to deal with.
This is what I would have to deal with from an employee perspective.
And you were dealing with stuff back then.
Dealing with shit back then.
Yeah.
Right. So
when people say, well, you know this and that, and why you don't have 5 trucks, this is what you got to deal with.
What you got to deal with. So,
You know what I mean? It's not that you can't buy, you can't do this, you don't want to pivot, you don't want to put somebody in a truck, but this is the mindset.
This is what you
Why
got to
am
do
I
with
going to
employees.
take 60, 70,000, put in a box truck, put insurance, put everything on it, only for you to give me, the shit that sound like what this guy just said? Like, for what? For what? You know what I mean? And I told you the story. I told you the last money I went and spent the other day. I gave you that story. Similar fashion. You see what I'm saying? I had to go back and get that money back.
Culture is cooked. This culture
You see
is
what I'm
cooked.
saying? So we did the right thing when we get out. And you know what I mean?
But
It's
people don't
sad.
understand that. They think that's another ignorant thing. They think when you start something, you're supposed to have it forever. Like, who told these people that? If you see an opportunity you're supposed to have an exit plan. And then when you see an opportunity that's once in a lifetime, you're supposed to exit. You're supposed to take it. Like, they think
it's bullshit. No, it's because it's
bullshit, right?
ignorant. Because I don't use DAT no more. I couldn't tell when last I used DAT. Off the shit these guys go through with brokers, I don't even talk to brokers no more. You know the system I use. You know my platform, and I had right now I legit like 4 brokers I use consistently over the years I've been out here. You see what I'm saying? So if you're not growing and cutting that and building solid foundation at the end, and you heard me talk to the brokers all the time. I got their cell number, everything. Why am I going to be in the business so many years, but still struggling with DAT, complaining, doing the same thing like whatever for years? For what? You know what I mean? And another thing why a lot of these guys will never be, and I don't want to say never, but a lot of them is going to take them longer to really be where we have accomplished and come, is because a lot of them mind is not, they don't, it's like everybody think about today. They don't set up and prepare for next week, tomorrow, next month, next year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You see what I'm saying? So, and then everybody want to do stuff the cheap way, the cheapest and the easiest and just it's just not the way it works. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, I got 2 trucks, but I'm chilling. You see what I'm saying? I was gonna throw a driver in a truck. I told you that a couple months ago, and I told you that what happened with that. You see what I'm saying? So I just feel like a lot of these people just they get it. It's not even worth it, bro. Like it's.
That's why I say I limit a lot of explanations, and because it's like beating a dead horse. I'm not gonna. I'm not. I know why most people continuously fail, so let them fail. I'm not gonna argue like the guy earlier this year who did the video about me, then did the video about you debunking me with the 5,000. But then when he told how he was operating, you renting the truck and then taking it back. You're not even keeping it week by week, while week. Well, why would I do that?
What about a guy? What about a guy?
You're gonna go the rental route. You don't rent the truck, run a load, and then deadhead back and then drop the truck off. How are you debunking me in anything? You don't have the capital to start the business,
right?
And then cancel the insurance,
right?
You see what I'm saying? So it's it's people having dreams of being business people, but having a hustle mindset and not having the capital to be able to do it, nor doing what is required to get the capital. So
and I feel like some of those people, the people who watch them, should be really upset at them, because when you do stuff like that, you really set people up that that put themselves in that position that think they can come out here and do that stuff. And a lot of stuff people don't talk about, but you have people like, say, a guy will rent a truck for a week, follow some guys on Instagram, because I talked to some of those people, right?
Right.
And they drove from California all the way over to Jersey, no ELD, because the content creator don't tell them they need an ELD. No, don't stop at a wait station. So by the time they make the first trip over, right, because they did everything right, by the time they drive over, they get put out of service. They end up with a bunch of violation. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of the time, some of these people, because of those same advice, they never actually get to manifest their business because of the lick that was presented to them. You see what I'm saying? And so if they come in Chicago and the DOT pull them over and they say, you got a logbook, you got a medical card, what is that? Because these guys don't teach them that. They just tell them the same thing that we saw. Go
Right.
get a truck, jump on the board, blah, blah, blah. You see what I'm saying? But that guy come from Chicago, from California to Chicago to drop a load, and he gets stopped on the way, whether it be Indy, wherever. He get put out of service. You have to stay for 10 hours. No medical card. No deal. None of the shit that he has. You see what I'm saying? But a name of his company on the side of the truck with violation that won't even let him get his first audit. You can't even pass his first audit. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And those are some of the stuff people don't be talking about. So some of these guys, their business fail just off of those misinformation before they could even get their first audit. And you know what that audit is? You can't have no violation.
Right.
You go to an audit officer and they tell you have no medical card, no DOT, no ELD, no medical card. You overweight. You pass the weight station. They have to chase you down. They're not gonna give you your MC number. So it's just a lot of different things that people be. It's just so much, you know. So, but they want me and you to stay out here with them forever, so they need company. You know what I mean?
Hell no. They'll never see me out there no more. They could talk about me in the house all they want, because I know they wish they was in the house too. Hey, and the house ain't free, Kurt. You know it ain't.
Oh yeah, the house.
It's not free to be in the
Come on,
house.
I got
What they think, in the house free or something?
You telling me, bro? I got a house, a wife with 2 kids.
This shit ain't
You
free.
know what I'm saying?
Nigga, somebody asked me earlier about Brandon Johnson.
Shit.
Higher taxes on everything.
Shit, inside and outside of the house ain't free.
Hell no.
Because you step outside, you got cars outside, you got to pay insurance, you got to buy gas, you got a truck. Shit, inside and outside ain't free. See what I'm saying? But a lot of these guys don't get it. They don't understand it, and it's like, man, it's. I don't think they ever gonna. I don't think they're gonna make. A lot of them ain't gonna make it. A lot of them just they're not cut out for this.
Who knew?
And it's stressful. It stress a lot of these guys out. You know what I mean?
I so know.
But, you know, we build over the years, so now we can reap the benefit of our building. I start with a cargo van. I had 3 cargo van. See what I'm saying? So if you're serious, you just gotta go get a used cargo van. You know, 9,000, 8,000. You go to an auction, get a cargo van, 6,000, $5,000. Save your money up for your box truck. One of them transmission is $12,000 if you damage it.
That's the problem.
$12,000 for Allison transmission.
It's the problem. The saving aspect is hard. It's hard for them to save. What people gotta understand is since they want to dream about it, is becoming far from reality. As time goes on and the cost of living and inflation continues to rise, and the way things are going, and they continue to go this way, and you know that those dreams that these people want, like the guy I just talked to, other people, is going to get far and far away from reality.
But let me ask you a question then, because we do it by ourselves back then with we started, and cost of living was high back then to us.
Mhm.
Most of these guys got help.
Well, the difference.
So what is the
The
difference?
difference with us is back then, and I showed this and I proved it. They were like, "No, the rates weren't the same." I showed it in all aspects. We were getting paid the same thing that they're getting paid now.
Uh-huh.
You go back and look 10 years at the average middle mile rates, the same as now. You go back and look, I showed rates that I was getting for final mile back in 2013, 2014. Some contracts are paying the same thing now. So we were making more money then, but our the same money, but our operation cost was lower. Our insurance was lower, you know, trucks were cheaper, labor was cheaper, things of that nature. So it is a little bit more difficult now, but that just means you have to be smarter, you have to sacrifice more, and you have to work hard. They're not sacrificing, right? Another thing we didn't have was we didn't have this culture of influencers. There was no influencers.
Yeah,
There was no
nobody
live streaming.
talk
There
us
was
to,
none of
right,
that. So
right.
so we didn't have people.
But we save money though. We were committed to saving.
But that's because that's how our culture. Well, I don't want to say our culture. Our generation, I should say, raised us. Our parents raised us to save and prepare for the future. You always hear me say it: hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. I was always taught something's gonna happen. I don't just wishful think. Why? Because I'm 45. Something bad gonna happen. Kurt, you think I wanted to spend all this money in this, like, in here this year? You think I wanted to spend it? All this money in this rehab? No. Did I know that the wash machine was gonna leak and then get in the subfloor and then swell the floor up and the insurance wasn't gonna cover it? No. But guess what? I had to spit it out of pocket. Now, what if I didn't have the money?
Right.
What if I didn't have the money? You see what I'm saying? And since I was in here doing the work, I might as well do everything, right? Since the place is clear, I might as well spend more money and do everything that.
And didn't you change the washer and dryer like 2 months before that too?
But that's because of the leak. See, I didn't know that when it leaked, it got into the subfloor, and then when the summertime came, the moisture and the humidity, it just it just started to rear its ugly head. You can't know something that you can't see. So problems that are underlying, you don't see them until they rear their ugly head, right? So, but you know, being a homeowner is like running a business, right? It's like your house is an asset. If something it goes on, if you don't have the money to take care of the maintenance, then you gonna be in a fucked up situation, right? So I was always raised to hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. You have to have money to the side for the unforeseen situations that I know are going to arise because I've lived long enough to see shit happen. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We don't know in what form or facet it's gonna happen. Something's eventually gonna happen somewhere along the line. And 9 times out of 10, it's gonna cost you some money. It may be a little, it may be a lot, but you need to make sure you have it. Be prepared for it.
You have to. Yeah.
So that's how I think, coming from a generation of parents of being boomers, they were good savers. To me, I think the last people
the last set of people was we.
I think the last generation that really built wealth from work were boomers. I think like Xers like us, we inherited some of the traits because of our parents, but like now these generations now, like millennials, they grew up in the early their adult years were the early stages of social media and influence, and obviously Generation Z. So they got a lot of misleading and
information
like that we didn't have. We were taught to save, invest, and prepare for the what if. They're not taught to prepare for the what if. Like they go buy something, a truck, it break down, they can't get it fixed. They go buy a house, the fucking roof got a hole in it, the roof gonna have a hole in it. You see what I'm saying? Because the money that they should be saving, preparing for the unforeseen situations that we know are gonna arise, they going to Tulum. They buying shit on Temu. They paying by 4 and pay by 4. They taking all their extra money and spending on discretionary shit instead of putting it to the side, preparing for some shit that's gonna come. You see what I'm saying? And that's why they be fucked up. They not investing in no money. Why? Because the money that they could be invested, they gotta go to Boo Bay's 35th birthday dinner at fucking Nobu, and even though you didn't order $200-300 worth of food, you gotta split the bill even, and they can't afford it, but they gotta get the pictures for the gram, right? Because the gram, they're gonna take the picture in front of the Nobu sign, they're gonna show the table, and that's the look. They gotta take at least 2 trips a year. You dig what I'm saying? You can't afford it, but you gotta do it because you gotta show social media that you lit. And
you ain't got to do it, but they do it
reality, you
because of
ain't.
social media. They do it for social media, but that's the way why
That's what I'm saying. It's a bunch of people trying to keep up with the Joneses for the look, but they don't have it, bro. Like these chicks ain't really got no money out here, bro. These a lot of these dudes is stunting to get the chicks off of social media. You dig what I'm saying? So that's why they saying that the clubs ain't no dudes in the clubs no more. Dudes in the clubs no more because the club's too expensive. Dudes tired of spending an arm and a leg to get in. They gotta buy the chicks drinks. The tricks ain't even giving them conversation no more because they angry. You dig what I'm saying? Because they shit is fucked up. It's just the whole culture is fucked up because a bunch of people are spending money that they don't have to impress people that don't even care. Instead of focusing on what matters, which is the future and building. So
yeah, they need to take a step back from the social media spotlight and just focus on you. Like most of the time, like you know what I mean. I just remember when I was up and running, we just focus on me. You know what I mean? A turbo in one of those box truck is like $2,000. It's like
Hi.
15.
My name is Paige from Maine. I'm a longtime listener and a first time caller. I'm just trying. I was just calling in to
this white guy, man. They got this white guy, broker guy coming here, Mark. Broker.
No, you guys know that, and it might not have known because it might not have been the
How many
algorithm.
people you robbed this month already, man? How much money you net and rob and gonna take your family on vacation off the back of characters?
Listen. You're probably gonna end up being deported tomorrow, so it doesn't matter. Listen. So basically, you guys know that they did what they called it the Great Freight Race, and they took 10 weeks and they took 6 drivers. Because I was gonna host it, but things went awry. And they basically showed they all competed on who made the most money. And they were out there showing all that. But that was the COVID baby stuff, right? That was the COVID baby. And then once the COVID all died down, it's like now nobody knows what to do. They didn't take the money. Like in the good times, you need to put away money for the bad times. But they can't, there's no concept for that anymore. You're right.
Hey,
There's no concept.
Hey, Sage, real quick, I want to ask you a question. Remember when you were doing the broker show and you said that guys used to build relationship with you, but they don't do it no more? You said they just come drop the load and keep it moving. There's no connection. There's no report. And we were talking about that.
Yeah. A lot of them do that. Correct.
Right. So this is what we're saying, that like a lot of these carriers now, like they don't have that in them anymore, even when they don't know. Like it seems to me like it's just like drop and go and see you later. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just that commitment that they used to have is just not there no more. It's
No, I agree. But I think the older guys do it, right? But I think the newer guys jump into this stuff with I think the biggest thing is that they have no concept. And I'm meeting a lot of them with insurance, right? And I'm talking to them and they're getting the insurance, so they're just getting started up. And my biggest thing is I point them in the direction of Mark's show because they are. We're talking green in regards to stuff, and I'm shocked they're jumping in. I'm shocked, to be honest. I mean, I have people jumping in that I don't know why they think they could drive a truck and get a good insurance when they literally had 2 open containers on their MVR in 2 different years. And it's like you want to start a trucking company, you know what I mean, as a driver, and you want to be the driver, and you have open container tickets on your license. Not 1, but 2. It's like that. This is the stuff people don't think of. They don't even think about I'm going to be a driver. Like Mark trying to get insurance when he started doing this. If Mark would have had 2 open containers, he would have never been able to get the insurance to do it. So you have to take care of your license first. And that's a problem too now. They're not even doing that.
Yeah.
And that's wild to me. Like they don't see the importance of it.
That's why, remember back in the days, I would tell you about Miss Penny Mark, and I try to bring her on the show all the time, and she's like, no, forget it, because she just don't want to deal with it. But these are the stuff she used to talk about, because she used to work with the Department of Transportation, and she got so many stories about box truck drivers just pulling up and no medical card, no this, no that, no nothing, just a name on the side of the truck and a BOL and overweight and just driving.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But
and
you said it early on in the show when you came on this time. Highway is tightening up a lot on that. They want to be hooked up to your ELD, and if you're a box truck driver, they want to be we're tightening 100% tightening up on, even to the point that we're not. Highway is making it where I now have an internal load board that I don't even have to post to DAT. I can post to the Highway internal load board with 40,000 verified carriers. And those loads are never going to
where do you think I'm at? Why do you think I don't deal with guys like you no more?
Well, that's good, because then I don't have to hear phone calls from people like you no more. You know what I'm saying?
Sage, why do you think I don't call you no more?
There's probably a lot of reasons you don't call me no more. But I'm a first-time caller.
Mark, I told him years ago. That's why I don't. No, but that's what I was saying early on. That's why I don't use DAT, because I'm on highway. My highway is connected to my ELD. So all of that you said is true.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And the broker I use, which is the broker Flag Freight, I will verify everything and then connect everything together.
And
so
I just watched the interview with
the load board, there's like 500 loads there. And like you said, I'm already verified. So once I submit, I'm good.
Yeah. You know what? I'll send you a link to the new FMCSA guy. I can't remember his name. He just did an interview with carrier
Derek Bars.
Derek Bars. Yeah, thank you. Derek Bars just did it with an interview, and he kind of explained some of the routes that they're going to be going with in regards to validating trucking and chameleon carriers and people like that are buying DOT numbers and stuff like that. I'll send it to Mark. I'll send the link to Mark. I mean, it's decent to hear what the route that they're going down, but things are changing.
Oh yeah, they're tightening up. They're tightening up big time, and that's why I was telling Mark, like, a lot of this stuff is not they're filtering out a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only just like, because you got to remember, we got theft, which is the freight. There's people stealing the freight because of the fictitious, you know what I mean? Then we got the old immigrant stuff with the crashes and so it's just a lot of stuff going on. It's so many moving parts going on right now. 2026 and 2027 for trucking for a new person is going to be stiff.
It's going to be rough.
It's going to be rough.
You're going to work harder. You're going to have to be smarter and work harder. I mean, that
definitely going to have to be working harder. And you know what's going to happen behind that? Also, the prices of stuff is going to go up.
Right. Well, once we get rid of you, prices should go up because you're usually hauling cheap freight. So, right.
Listen, I'm helping moving the economy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't argue with you. Even if I was using your load board, we'll never be an enemy. Because I understand that if I get $1.50 from you and $1.25 from Mark and $2 from another guy, and I put it together and I'm at almost $5, I'm good. And all I'm going is from Jersey to Memphis, Tennessee, and I'll be at $3,000. I ain't got to worry about nothing else. That's why you ain't got to worry about me with broker transparency, because I don't care how much money you make.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
But next year and moving forward is going to be bad for a lot of these guys. Big time.
Yeah.
But you know, that's because of what we going through with the pandemic, man. It's a lot of shit.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, Mark, just so you know, I've made a determination that I'll be moving my studio upstairs where I will not have a window behind me, and I'll be having to
man?
step up
Like,
my
why you
game
telling us where in the house you're gonna put your studio? That's between you and your wife, man. Why we gotta know that?
because
That's why we with these
Mark is
brokers guys,
basically
man.
taking his studio to the next level and basically just obliterated me, and now I got to step up my game.
The only reason I did this studio is because I had contractors in here, so it was
You know
more
how
hype,
long
but
this
it just
studio,
made sense.
you know
to
how
do
long
it.
this studio been talking
Yeah.
about? This studio right here, you see that Mark with? You know how long this project was supposed to take place about a year and a half before this just to get done.
Yeah.
Well, either way, now I got to do it because I can't. I got to step up my game. I got to step up my game.
What
So
your show
this
is
weekend,
about?
I'll be
You talk
moving
about
upstairs.
Donald Trump. Like, what do you talk about over there? You talk about the president. Like,
You don't gotta
like,
step.
I don't.
Your studio is fine, bro. Don't
is fine.
see you doing what I just talked about.
Yeah, but
He's
the
just-
problem is
he's
that
just-
huh?
Sage
We're
is just a
because once
just
we
a
get some
jealous
stuff
guy.
up and running, we're gonna be taking stuff to the next level.
Not
So if
trying
I'm
to
gonna
compete, why you want to? Your studio is fine.
Why you
You
want
know
to
my
compete
studio,
with Mark,
green-
man?
Here with the green screen, I gotta. Either way, I think I'm still gonna move upstairs.
Why you
I'm gonna
going
move
upstairs?
Well, make the.
You know the
We
couch is
gotta take stuff to the
downstairs.
next
Why you
level.
going upstairs?
Because if Kurt's got a better background than me, it's just like I'm about ready to start a revolver. You know what I'm saying? So I can't let that happen. I can't let Kurt. You know, that's not a possibility right there. So I gotta.
listen.
That's gotta be fixed.
You're the biggest criminal here. So moving upstairs with a bigger studio that ain't gonna put a dent in the
Then you
pocket.
stream vertical, so like getting
That's the other thing I'm looking at. I think I'm gonna stream horizontal and vertical at the same time. I'm
Hey,
gonna
what is
see
he using, Mark?
Huh?
OBS? What is he using?
OBS.
OBS? So you're not gonna get Ecamm? You rob all the carriers.
It's just
same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just mine's. It's basically the same thing. To be honest.
So what do you talk about? You talk about the president? Do you like Donald Trump? Like, what do you talk about over there?
You want to talk about politics on Mark's show? Is that what you're trying to do? Are we trying to get off the rails?
I don't like politicians. I don't vote for politicians.
I'm
I
gonna
never
get out
vote
of here in a
for
minute, but I think if just some advice I was gonna tell you, but since he's talking about now, I don't want to forget. I think you would do more numbers if you talk about current things, like everything that's around Trump. You should talk about. I think you should talk about the Candace Owens stuff right now.
You want to do show? You want to start doing that? I mean, I don't know what how far do you want to push out? Because you're doing a lot of trucking stuff, which is good.
Well, here's the thing. I don't really care about politics the way you do.
That's what I'm saying, though. You want to talk about current events?
Here's what I'm saying. Since you already talk about Trump, like the Charlie Kirk, the Candace Owen thing, the TPUSA, the Candace versus the wife, like all these things are kind of like not directly but indirectly associated with politics, and I think you should focus on all that stuff instead of just every.
Well, here's my
you got
plan,
to capture the algorithm on what's shaking at the time, and right now that Candace Owens shit that's the hottest thing going, and you're not reacting to any of it.
Well, I was doing the Venezuelan. I did the Venezuelan attack and the stuff that they're doing down there.
That ain't shit. Candace is probably live right now with probably 250,000 people watching her. Like that's the hottest shit right now. Let me see, Candace Owens.
Yeah, check Candace Owens. You think we should get her on? You think I should reach out for an interview? You want to get Candace Owens?
My time. So about
what?
You got it.
About another minute. Yes, she's gonna go live now. I mean,
should we get?
No, she's not coming on. She's too expensive.
Oh, we can replace Kurt with her because Kurt.
I don't have nothing to talk to her about. I don't care about Charlie Kirk and all that shit.
What?
She ain't got nothing to do with me.
Algorithm?
Huh?
Fix that.
Huh?
All right.
Why you want us to? I don't care about Charlie Kirk.
What are you trying to say? You don't care about the white guy? Is that what you're trying to say?
I think it would be good for
I
you.
never care about white people. You think I care about white people?
I know I'm never gonna be that big because I this niche is small and
If you
I'm just
stay in
not.
this niche, then
I'm,
yeah.
I'm
But I
just
think
like
if you
staying my
venture over
niche,
there, man,
and I'm cool. Like I'm not, I could easily transition into doing pop culture and urban culture, and I may
I
react
think
to
you and him
some
would do
shit
a
here
good
and there.
politics show if you go together, you and him,
I don't
Mark.
want to. I don't want to.
No, I'm just
Politics is
saying you're not gonna beef with him because you're gonna give your side, but he gonna be all worked up.
I'm not that invested into it. I'm not that knowledgeable in certain aspects because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like it doesn't.
Like me.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm not that. It would be
We're not that invested in politics because
not
y'all
that
do us
invested.
dirty. Y'all do us dirty, Sage.
I'm invested like in this Candace Owen TPUSA thing because from a I want to see if she's really just using this as an opportunity to make a lot of money, because I mean she's doing millions of views in 24 hours even off the replay. She has 250,000 people watching live, so she's making fucking $50,000 to $100,000 every live stream she does. You know what I'm saying? So I want to know if she's just using this as a thing to get money, or is it a conspiracy?
A speed version, and maybe this just shows that I bring these topics to you, and then you can react to what I'm. So what happened with her? She was with Ben Shapiro, and Ben Shapiro wouldn't allow her to cover Israel and everything else because he was pro-Israel. And then
I know the whole backstory.
Yeah.
I just want to know if it's a really conspiracy, which I think it is. But here's another thing: certain things like that, I just don't want to dive deep into the conspiracy theory thing, because everything that's going on with her, Tim, what's his name, Tim Pool. Like I don't got time for those real radical people, sending threats and shit, because
we're black.
because it could get ugly, and I'm from the rack, and I just don't want to, it ain't that serious to me, bro. So
yeah.
They dealing in a real realm where there's real weirdos out there. And there was one time last year where I did a reaction live to, I think it was the Democratic National Convention, and these guys came in and tried to raid the live, and they were raiding my Discord simultaneously. It was an attack. So we had to shut the Discord down. We had to shut the live stream down. And it was I caught it. But these are like, I just don't want to deal with that, bro. I'm gonna stick into my little box.
Too much emotion. Yeah,
it's too much emotion. People take that shit too serious. They're ready to crash out. I'll just stay over in this little box truck because I can dominate this.
Over here we safe.
Yeah,
well, I've been posting your stuff on LinkedIn. I don't know if you know that, because I'm on LinkedIn. So I've been posting.
I've gotten some emails from some companies. I was wondering why I'm getting emails sending me.
Yeah. I'm posting your lot of stuff on LinkedIn for you, and just when you go live, I share it to X and I share it to LinkedIn, and I've been tagging people in your on LinkedIn for you. I'm not very big on LinkedIn, but I know some people, but I've been dropping it on LinkedIn, so you know.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you live,
Say,
drop it.
when you go live next time, I'm gonna come in the chat. I've been watching you in the morning, man. Every morning you've been
in my chat. You're gonna go to, oh Jesus, for the love of God.
Yeah. I'm gonna come in there.
Yeah,
sure. You got over 200 people. You got over 200 people watching.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I just snag them because the first thing they do is it's vertical, so I get put into the vertical feed and the shorts feed, and then once they scroll to me, there's so much stuff going on that they want to see what the hell I'm doing and then what I'm talking about, and then they usually jump in when callers jump in. That's usually when people jump in because they know that's when the entertainment's going to begin, and then.
So you want me to call in one morning and share my radical views about this country? Or are you gonna curse me out?
I don't care. I'd take the call. If you called in, I'd take the call. I'd probably ask you the breakfast question and then boot you off, but I'd take the call, to be honest.
So I can tell you how wicked America is. You're gonna accept
the
the call?
I'd like to. Yeah, absolutely. I take the call. I don't turn those calls away until they get to the point. I mean, obviously, there's some calls that I turn away because it's they're.
I'm gonna tell you that America go into other countries and bomb them, and then when the immigrants come here, then y'all take them and throw them back out after y'all bomb their countries.
I actually agree with that statement. We did the same thing with Venezuela. We put a bunch of sanctions on them, the worst sanctions they've ever had, and then we wondered why they all ran up here.
Yeah, you and your people go to Africa and rob gold and minerals, send it to China to make iPhone, and charge us $1,200.
My
Right?
people as in freight brokers?
No, your people, your white people, your type
The
of
freight
people.
brokers run over there and do it.
I'm
My
gonna
people?
come over there and get your people all worked up.
I'm not white. I'm albino.
What you identify as albino?
I identify. Yeah, sure. I can identify as albino.
All right. You the one that write the Bible, right? You white people write it so you can keep black people in slavery, right?
Wait a minute, the Bible, you said? where the hell did this come from? Mark, you better get him off the show. You're taking the box truck with the different.
I'm gonna go over your show.
I don't have to talk about that on his show. I don't.
What's going on here? He just told you we wanted to stay in box truck land.
I like box trucking.
Box truck is
we may
safer.
derail a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
I may do a little derailment, but I just want to little box truck land.
He's the biggest crook you ever bring in this chat, Mark. Everybody you ever bring up over here. He's the biggest crook.
Biggest crook. Monstrous crook.
Broker. You know what I mean?
What's your insurance policy number? I want to cancel you.
My insurance? You supposed to give me insurance. Listen, I told you, you give me a log rock. I keep telling you. You want to write me a policy? I would burn that semi truck up the next day you give me that policy. No joke.
I cancel you right now.
See what I'm saying?
can't
And I'll put
very much.
cars in it. See how it's winter now, Mark? It's snowy outside.
Sounds like insurance fraud.
Yeah, that sounds like insurance fraud.
You think I give two shit about fraud? I live for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Put insurance on that. I'm gonna crash that truck so y'all can pay for it. And I'm a good.
You know what? I could see you as a bicycle delivery guy, Kurt. Do you ever do bicycle delivery? Maybe we should do a bicycle with a
going outside and it's fluffy.
delivery.
I'll be just going down. I'll be just going down the road, and I'll be just looking. I'll be like, let me prepare, and then I'll be just swinging that trailer. Cause you see when you swing the trailer, Mark, and the trailer get away, boom. See what I'm saying?
I think bicycle delivery is your speed.
And then Sage and his insurance company is just cut a check. That's it. You see what I'm saying? We do that like 3-4 times for the year. We do that 3-4 times of the year, and we collect the profit and keep put it in our back pocket. See what I'm saying? All right. So you want to write me up? Cause it's winter. I can get rid of this truck.
Hang on, Mark. Kurt, hang on 1 second. I just want to hear if you can hear somebody in my Discord.
Yeah,
Justin.
I hear him.
What's up, Mark?
What's up?
What's up, man?
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that test. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, they can hear you. Okay, good. That was a test I wanted to do.
I'm gonna let you guys wrap it up, man. I gotta get to the gym, man.
I appreciate you taking my call. Like I said, first time caller, and I appreciate that. I appreciate everything you do. And keep up the good work. And kick Kurt off, please.
You don't gotta spend all that money on a new studio, bro.
No, it's not the money. I just gotta move. I'm just moving upstairs. Because I would like to have a new studio because here I am with all this other equipment. And then
design it. Let me design it for you.
You want to design it? Well, let me get upstairs. Let me.
What's your budget?
What do I do? Send you blank pictures? How does that
what's
work?
your budget? Just send me the dimensions and send me your budget.
He ain't got no budget. He's a criminal. He robs.
He's got open budget. The budget open?
Yeah, open budget.
Paying for me.
Open budget.
Kurt says he's going to pay for me because I bought him a couch.
Carriers. Mark, this guy, don't forget this guy lives by robbing carriers. We pay for his mortgage. We pay for all his toys, his AR-15 and all his guns, his bow and arrow and all his boats and all the shit that he got. We pay for it. He robbed us.
Did you get
you know what I'm
how's
saying?
the couch, Kurt? How's the couch?
Don't worry about the couch. You know what I mean? But this
man says because I mentioned it earlier. I'm probably going to do another studio too. I want
to do another studio,
a conversation studio for night streams.
This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. I mean, you're going to do another studio.
I want to do like a conversation. I want
you 5 people can sit down and talk.
Do you really?
Yeah, I want to do a conversation set.
And
so we can meet
over?
up.
Huh?
Yeah, we can meet up.
Pull over?
So you can pull over.
No,
so you can
people come to you.
I may because
it's not gonna be like strangers, but you know, I might do something with like a chick or one of my homies, maybe different. Because ultimately, my plan is to build out. I'm thinking about. I'll just tell you because I know ain't nobody else gonna do it. Either doing a network or people that have their own shows that are piloting and shooting them, buying the rights and putting them on a network. Putting them on
bro, I wanted to do that before. 100% wanted to do that. I'm down with that. Even if I'll do a broker show.
But it has to be financially because my
Right.
show, I'm not going. That would be a business model. This isn't. This is, you know, this right here. I don't make any money doing this, bro. This is back to a loss again with the investment into the new studio. When Log Rock came, that put me. I made a few $100 a month, but now with the investment to this, like, you know, I'm back at a loss. But that new shit that I'm thinking about doing, that would be a business model that I would be looking to profit. Now, a broker show based off what we've done in the past, I just don't think people are interested in that. The only way people would be interested in that is it would have to be you would have to have a panel of the biggest influencers, right? You would have to bring influencers together that have a following, and then everybody would come with their following, right? And that's the only way that's going to work. It's just not enough star power, so to speak, in this realm of content creation from trucking to harbor an audience, like a large audience, to make it financially to make it worthwhile to invest in something like that financially. You know, it just wouldn't.
Well, even if you were financially, like we need to talk off air because I've got a couple things in the works that you might be interested in. That's another reason I want to do the studio. And I think it has potential that I would do it. I could do a show on your network, and I could probably find. I know somebody else that would do it. That would just do it just to get out there for now to help build it, right? Because you know it would be like starting a business, right? And then basically the investors would be me providing a show and things like that. But I have some people, and I have some stuff in the works that you might be interested in.
Related to
it's related to trucking, 100% trucking, 100% trucking.
And it's just not money in trucking, bro.
Well,
money in trucking is dead.
True, but that's there is money in trucking if you can you need to get on LinkedIn. We need to get you on LinkedIn because the LinkedIn is where the money's at. That's where the investors are at trucking.
It's money investing, but you still need an audience. How investors is only going to invest for so long if an audience isn't watching and buying into what the money, the advertising dollars that they're spending.
Listen, you have no idea. I can Justin will vouch for this. There are people out there that get like 20 views that are getting advertisers because there's no place to advertise on a trucking. There's no place to advertise because people don't do trucking. But they want to step into the social media thing, but they don't know where to go. That's why I'm trying to get you on LinkedIn and seen on LinkedIn, because at that point, people will see that there is an audience. There is somebody in trucking that can talk trucking knowledgeable that has a potential of getting sponsors to push their product.
Here's the thing with the sponsorship, because I got a deal that's in the work right now, but I just the deal, and I don't know. They may not like the revision. It's with a big Fortune, with a big company, really, really big.
Okay.
The thing with a lot of these sponsorships is they want to control, and this is why I turn a lot of them down. They want to control your likeness, and they want to place you in other places. They don't mind paying you, and maybe this is just a me thing. I just, I don't know how to really explain it. They want to, instead of, how do you? Because I got to use words that people understand.
It's like they want to give you the sponsorship, but also determine where you
Right. So
produce
right.
the
So
product.
this one right here is they just want me to do the ads. So it's a lot of money too. 2 ads, 30 seconds a piece, but they're and post it, but they're gonna filter it and boost it all over the internet. And I'm just, man, do I really want that?
Yes.
I do.
Yeah, but if
they're gonna push your show and push your stuff, why would you not?
It's not
Right,
pushing
yeah.
the product, which is okay, but
Who owned the product?
I've never been
You or
offered
them?
that before.
Or you just who owned the product? You or them? Or are you just making it
Their
for them?
product. It's their shit.
Yeah, so they're bringing the traffic back to you. So it's a win for you.
No, it's not bringing it. They're using my name to push the product. Yeah, I mean, it's a big product. You know what I'm saying? It's a big company. Like, you'll be surprised. If I sign a contract, you'll be surprised the company. You'll be surprised they want to.
So it's not Kurt's trucking company, right?
It's not even a trucking company.
Oh, I didn't know. It could have been Kurt. Kurt looks like he would have to pay to get on the show.
It's a few companies, 3 deals in the work. One of them just really, really big. And I'm thinking all these deals are coming in now probably because I'm like the only person. I think
I'm telling you.
The new set is they probably were already watching, so they see the new set. I got it structured more like a show. And then I'm a businessman. It's the end of the year, so they're trying to offload money.
No, I think there's going to be there's a need to find a new niche to push products, and I think they know that. Remember, in down times, people go to YouTube and stuff and they start watching YouTube, right? So when people were laid off, when people were doing this stuff, people got on YouTube and started watching shows, and they know this. The same thing during COVID when everybody was home and not working. And there's a lot of people laid off right now, and there's a lot of people that are now out there saying, I need to find a new job, or I need to find something extra, I need to find a secondary income and stuff. So people are watching YouTube again, and I think they know this. And they're going to find people like you, and they're going to say, well, this guy's got it together. We should throw something his way because there's more potential there. So I think there's a lot of things going on. Maybe you can thank Trump for basically giving everybody unemployed, and then now they're all watching internet. Now they're all watching YouTube.
Unemployed because of technology and just not wanting to work.
Unemployed because they're lazy, right?
So, I mean, there's jobs out here. It may not be many as it was before, and it may not be something that you want to do. But I think if you're in a situation like a lot of people are,
and they have to pivot.
You may have to do something that you don't want to do. Like I don't understand it. Like, so I don't know, but it is what it is. But final words.
Final words. My studio's gonna be better than yours, and Kurt's not even in the room.
Final words is you need to give me insurance so I can go light the truck on fire and get rid of it.
Hanging up.
And you have your boy in the Discord can be a witness.
Oh, he hung up.
All right, man. We'll talk later.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, cool.
All right, guys. That's the show for today. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. I'm out. Peace.